Alright, welcome 3-digit World Cup Grand Finals, coming off the US match yesterday, South Korea, Hong Kong, and bringing it to you with a tri-cast, even. Hello.
Good morning, good evening everybody, wherever you are. I'm very excited for today's matchup. How you doing, Vordi?
I'm doing good, thank you, Mavs. Yeah, I think we are in for quite a treat today. I think both of these teams are very, very strong at some similar skill sets, so we're going to have some very high level of competition on some of these picks.
I mean, I expect only the best. I don't know. The question is the same as every single match that Hong Kong plays, where if Suwagi and MCY4 are up to the task of carrying this team to the victory. They were yesterday. I think SK is quite more. It's a bit more of a formidable opponent in terms of just. It's a bad matchup in a sense, to my eyes. As I don't think Hong Kong has anything clear they can abuse against South Korea. They just have to be better. Meanwhile, South Korea arguably does have something abusable in low AR. Like a hidden in general is pretty good for them as well. Although I think that this hidden pool is relatively good for Hong Kong. It probably keeps it even outside of the hidden 3, which is presumably going to be banned.
Yeah, I think hidden 1 and hidden 3 are gonna, specifically hidden 2, I mean, are gonna be pretty close, but I think, as you said, South Korea does have the low pro trading maps that they're just way strong at. Like, free mod 3 is weirdly easy favored. I think if you have 3 players who are very comfortable on easy, that's a very good pick.
Oh,
and
right.
South Korea has 3 players who are very good at easy, so that's a very good map for them. They also have hidden 3, which I think very few teams. Has any team let South Korea have hidden 3 open this entire tournament?
I mean, it did happen in like when was it? Was it quarters? It was no. They got to play it in semis. They got to play it in semis. Yeah. They got to play the Infinite Sky, that custom for some German tournament where they got a pretty insane team score on it, and worst HR player FC'd, I think, as one would expect.
And we see Suwagi rolling 90, but no KJK rolling 96. Very high rollers today, and Suwagi first bans, no mod 5, the low AR, no mod gimmick map that we saw get played yesterday with a very solid score from Fire Rage and Boshiman. But an expected ban, South Korea, especially with worst HR players, is going to be very formidable on that.
The hidden 1 ban is interesting, but just looking at the scores that Hong Kong got last match, I can actually understand it. Hong Kong had a very, very good team score on hidden 1. So, a lot of respect from SK, actually, to just ban that out.
Yeah, that's a fair ban. I think if there's anything Hong Kong is going to be looking to pick into is maybe potentially some of that aim mechanics. However, saying that, we did see South Korea get the most freakish 3-way FC on no mod 1 against the United States, so let's see if that goes through. But that is hidden 1, hidden 3 banned from Hong Kong, as you expect. The low ARs are mostly gone, other than free mod 3, which I think is still probably something South Korea is going to want to pick.
Yeah, I had not even considered the 3-way easy angle, which I really should have, because they have already done it before. I mean, it's right there. It's right there in front of them. I think like why not just do it? Although I would presume they're going to start off with something a bit different. Would they? I don't know. Given the matchup, they could go for so much. It's really hard to say where SK takes this for the first pick.
Yeah, you could definitely keep the 3-3 later as a...
Yeah, you can go hidden too, even though it's like a evenly matched map, arguably. So much you can do here.
Hidden 2 kind of felt like the kind of map where we could just see worst HR player, you know, carry, because that is the kind of thing I don't expect anybody to FC. It is an map.
Pretty ridiculous.
They're thinking. They go for
I'm
mod
actually
3.
curious. I was actually going to say, I'm curious what's going to happen with the, with the tapping maps this match, just because is this going to be one of those scenarios where like neither team really wants to pick into them just because it's not really either of the team's particular strengths, or maybe,
I think when we get deeper into it, one of the teams will be forced onto one of them at least. I mean, there's there's four like very clear maps, very clear tapping maps. I think they're just gonna end up being forced onto at least one of them. Probably gonna be a lot deeper into the match, and it'll probably be very contested. I think maybe SK has a little bit of an edge though, on some of it. Hard to say. No mod 2 is probably like even.
Yeah, it's a very small advantage if it goes either way. I think both teams are probably at the point where they're a little bit outscaled at this level. I think the only outlier could be that DT3, because there's quite a few of the longer streams or bursts in that map can be double tapped. It's a bit difficult, but you could do it. So if there's a world where 3 members on either Hong Kong or South Korea decided to practice double tapping that map, that's a potential upset pick you have in your back pocket if you decide to go for it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the no mod 3 pick for SK here. It's interesting because this kind of alt aim control-y kind of skill set is something that Hong Kong is very good at Swaggy and MCY4. Come to mind as some truly exceptional players on this skill set. So, I mean, it was almost certainly always going to be the case. Any pick you come into here, it's going to be, you're going to see the other team be a threat on it. So.
But another player that is very good at these alternating type maps, of course, is going to be worst HR player on that South Korean side. And he's going to be joined by Nope KJK, MX, and they're going to be going up against Tsuwagi, MCY4, and Shirahai Yuki in our first map of the grand final. No mod 3, getting into it, you can already see these brutal patterns right off the rip. Going to be catching off Nope KJK early. Everyone else getting a relatively comfortable start. Accuracy still up very high for all the players. Just no KJK with that early break, but a bit of a slow start. So wait for this map to build up, get towards the apex of it. Everyone holding those FCs aside from no KJK.
Yeah, once we get to the first course here, I think from there on out, I'm just gonna stay intense.
Bit of a slow build up. We finally get into a bit of some tricky alt aim here. Flow patterns very easy to trip up on. You can see they space out vertically going up the screen there. It's very, very brutal, but everyone handling them quite well right now. It's just Nope KJK who got that early break right at the start, and that's going to be giving Hong Kong about 30k of a lead, but everyone is just hitting this. And we're about a third of the way through a very long map, and we come to a refrain before getting into a few more brutal wiggles here. Everyone is just looking way too consistent right now. No one is letting up.
Okay.
Oh my god, even the bursts in there as well, almost catching Tawagi off of those 100s, but gets through them. This is ridiculous.
Someone's gonna break on the midway point. It's gonna be heartbreak. Surely.
They have to. There's just no way. Everyone is holding. How? This is ridiculous. Did we see a similar performance? Was this played yesterday in the match between Hong Kong and USA?
I do not think so.
No?
No, it was. I mean, is HK already better? Probably.
This is unbelievable. We have practically a 6-way going into the second ki of a 5-minute no mod 3. Not just a 5-minute no mod 3, but a grand finals. And finally, Shihori, the first one to find a drop aside from Nope KJK. But he's built up enough of a recovery combo now. He's only 30 behind an FC. And this is just unbelievable. Just unbelievable scenes from everyone in this lobby right now. The accuracies as well held high. MCY4, Tsuwagi, above that 99, alongside worst HR player, of course, the staple and the rock for South Korea. This practically 3-way for SK going into the final third of this map is just ludicrous. Shihori finding another break, but Tsuwagi and MCY4 to try and hold it down for Hong Kong. But what do you do against this 3-way? And finally, MX finds a break there on that ridiculous reverse square pattern. But worst HR player and Nope KJK to back him up. And Shihori dropping that combo earlier.
Tsuwagi has just broken. That is disaster for Hong Kong. Already looking quite bad with like 100k lead or so for the side of South Korea, even with the break. Nope KJK. Oh god.
Oh no. Oh wow, wait, that break from Nope KJK brings things rather close, but this FC from worst HR player, assuming he continues to hold, it's just not going to be enough for Hong Kong to claw this one back. It's already 130k in the lead of SK.
MCY, there's no way.
Oh,
there's no way, actually.
Did he miss a reverse slap?
Yes, he did. Oh no.
Well, we're about to find out if it would have mattered. And if worst HR player holds on, it definitely would not have. So there's at least some silver lining there, and it looks like he is going to be holding on. The nerves of steel from this guy. Trying to close out the FC on a 5-minute no mod 3 with patterns that do not slow down.
Good god. Yeah, it's for him. It's worst HR player.
That was an unbelievable showing from both teams. Not a single score under 500k, and aside from Shihori, not a single score below 628k, which is ridiculous on a 5-minute map like that requires so much consistency, so much aim control, and just the accuracies as well just goes to show the comfort on this at this level on a no mod 3 for both these teams that are both extremely good at ult.
Yeah, that map was played yesterday in Hong Kong, improving their score by like 500k. It would have been enough to take that point against the United States, but South Korea having a ridiculous performance. Consistent scores across the board, but yeah, worst out HR player with that unbelievable FC. And Hong Kong goes into the Hard Rock 1, which I think is an expected pick considering their performance on it yesterday, getting an almost FC from MCY4 as well as 2 600ks from F2X and Tsuwagi. Expect to see the same players in here again. This is a very just consistent 210 BPM Hard Rock map. Lots of aim, lots of streams.
I mean, looking at the last match, I think one could be justified in having faith in HK on this one, but South Korea is gonna have such a good aim roster for this, and can't help but be worried. Like, it's going to be contested. It's going to be scary, and Forum, I don't know, worst HR just doesn't seem to really miss very often, so.
Yeah, he did Meramipop scored the finals week in performance score, and we'll see. He's had a great start, so he was looking to do a repeat of that. Yeah, as you said, everything is gonna be contested because arguably the only real weakness on South Korea being speed and some of the high stamina and DTs and Bring Out 1. It's also something Hong Kong isn't really comfortable on, so they can't exploit that. So essentially any map Hong Kong picks is gonna be a hard pick to win, but considering the performance on No Mod 3, the same could be said for a lot of what South Korea wants to go for.
And we're going to be getting into this Hard Rock 1, ripping out an AIM map nice and early. And it's going to be Allegrissimo coming in for South Korea this time alongside Amamiya Kokoro. And of course, accompanied again by Westlake Jar player up against Tsuwagi, MCY4, and F2X. The two core players for Hong Kong, MCY and Tsuwagi. There'll be a lot on their shoulders in this match to put up good scores against such a scary roster like South Korea. I mean, they've practically got like their OWC roster, you know? This is pretty scary players on this team.
Yeah, I would presume we're going to be waiting for a while, much like last map. It's they're gonna be comboing for a while.
Well, are into some early aim. There's definitely potential to miss here, but no one is wanting to give up that advantage just yet. Accuracy is strong across the board, just F2X below that 99. A very missable stream, but no one wanting to fumble the bag today. Early on in this Hard Rock 1. This one is only 3 minutes flat, so still relatively long, but nothing that's going to be too long to sit through. And we already are getting towards that halfway point as all the players held on through the first KI. And everyone is just looking very comfortable. This is going to be I feel like this match is just going to be so many six-ways early on in these maps. All these players are so good. It's going to come down to those... It's going to come down to those carry performances, I think. A lot of this match, and those huge FCs, just like we saw in that No Mod 3. MCY and the SHR player putting up those huge scores. But we are in that second KI, and it is F2X finding the first break of the map, but traded by Amamiya Kokoro and Allegrissimo.
Advantage HK. Tsuwagi MCY4 holding strong. Just worst HR for South Korea. Coming into this difficult all-section Tsuwagi breaks, though.
Oh, that looked brutal, man. That looked so brutal. How did these two players hold on through that? Worst HR player and MCY4 both holding the FCs, the two undisputed goats, I think, of their country, putting up the matched FC on the exact same accuracy. And now the players see the score. There's a 7k difference, and they both know how important it is to hold on. That one third section, man, followed by another, but no, worst HR player misses. The smoke clearly frustrated MCY4. Trying to bring this one home, the first pick for Hong Kong. And he's done it.
There's no way.
Oh, hitting all of this. Wow.
Okay, okay. The FC. Not to be denied.
Even hitting those space triples at the ending there, which just look completely ruthless to hit on an FC run. And yeah, just great accuracy as well. Very good supporting scores from Tsuwagi and F2X, but as well as Allegrissimo and Amamiya Kokoro, it really just came down to that difference on the FC there. West Hard Rock player missing at a very unfortunate spot on that final 1/3 section. MCY4 closing it out. And it's going to bring it 1-1. Already two pretty damn close maps to start things off in this grand final. And very good performances from all 6 players on both maps so far.
And just the consistency from MCY4 there. I mean, almost FCing yesterday against the United States and now closing that FC out today. Getting over 940k both times is pretty insane. But it is now South Korea's pick, and following off that no mod 3, you still have free mod 3 as, I think, definitely a South Korea favored map because of the option to go triple easy. Alternatively, if you kind of want to stick to that alt mode of play, you can go hidden 2, which I think is going to be actually a bit more contested. I don't think we saw that get picked yesterday, so that's still a bit of an unknown. Alternatively, you also have Hard Rock 2, which I think is another very contested map, so I'm not sure if you necessarily want to pick it if you're South Korea.
How about Fremont 2? I know Fremont 2 has like a lot of bursts and stuff that might scare both teams away from picking it. DT2, oh, we're already going to see tapping. We're dipping into it.
Okay, so we did discuss the tapping element in this match where both players aren't super comfortable on the skill set. However, South Korea, if they feel that their players are a little bit stronger than Hong Kong, could definitely see some speed abuse from South Korea, which is not normally something you expect.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see what South Korea has up their sleeves in terms of what the roster is going to be here.
You know, if there was a speed map I expected to see pick, it was DT3. Because DT3, you have the option of double tap cheesing it, but DT2 is, you kind of just have to be able to play it properly. And we did see, you know, I actually think...
I mean, it's pretty low spacing though, so you can kind of mash, even if you can't, you know, truly cheese it with a double tap.
Yeah, one thing I think we forgot to mention is Hong Kong went to tiebreaker against the United States. That means they played 13 maps, including the tiebreaker. South Korea, you know, we haven't seen their performances on any of these maps, so Korea has a lot of information on Hong Kong that Hong Kong doesn't have on them. So if they saw, you know, Hong Kong's performance on DT2 and they thought we could do better than that, then maybe that's kind of what's informing this pick. I believe we're going to see the same roster on the side of Hong Kong: F2X, MCY4, RLSC.
It's an interesting looking SK roster. Just the fact that we don't see Nope KJK Amamiya Kokoro for him is interesting. Zhong Wuyong, Spectre, Allegrissimo.
Yeah, definitely not the roster used to seeing on that South Korean side, especially on something that they've picked themselves. You know, this is usually something SK would get picked into them against a lot of different countries. But they're going to be the ones picking it today into Hong Kong. And they are going to have Spectre coming in for his first map alongside Allegrissimo and MX, like you said. And early runnings of the map, we can see, honestly, South Korea struggling on the accuracy. It still is early days, so it's not set in stone yet. Maybe just trying to adapt to that higher BPM, but Hong Kong looking significantly better off the rip. Allegrissimo found that early miss, but F2X trades it back with another break as well. And there's MCY4 as well to find a drop. Spectre as well finds a drop on the FC. You can already see the difference in how difficult this looks for these players, as the comfort level on these tapping maps is just not there for these countries in comparison to those aim maps, in comparison to those alt maps. And RLSC holding down the FC for Hong Kong. MX with the almost FC, near FC, is about 30 combo behind from that early break. But it is going to favor Hong Kong pretty heavily because of an accuracy lead and the combo advantage from RLSC holding that FC, and F2X with a pretty big supporting combo.
Yeah, I think at this point in the map, Hong Kong has improved their score by a considerable amount, but with those drops from F2X and RLSC, it is now in favor of South Korea with that FC from Zhong Wuyong.
I guess they were really just relying on the solo carry here. Seems like it for the time being. I mean, pretty low scores on both Spectre and Allegrissimo, but Zhong Wuyong is soloing.
Yeah. He's actually soloing with this 97. You can just tell the comfort difference between him and his two teammates. Definitely was a situation where perhaps he felt confident enough seeing this and they just kind of knew Hong Kong wouldn't perform too great on it, but
No
we'll have to see
way
if it
he
pays off or
breaks.
not, because he finds a break, and it may not pay off as Hong Kong have accumulated over about 1,400 total combo with all their combos. RLSC drops the second biggest combo for Hong Kong, but MCY4 still holding down that 800. They're 100k in the lead, approaching the end of Magic Girl, and that's going to put it away. It's going to be the first break point of the match for Hong Kong. Mistake from South Korea.
It's
Going
so
into that tapping
close.
when they didn't look comfortable. Yeah.
I mean, it would have worked out if Jong Woo-young FC'd, or really comboed for like seconds longer. He really did not need much more.
Definitely. Is that something you really want to gamble on if you're South Korea, though? I'm not too sure. But
Yeah,
definitely,
no, it's a terrible idea, I think. But
yeah, I think perhaps maybe Spectre and Allegrissimo finding worse scores than they were expecting. There, of course, there had to be a reason they went for this.
yeah, I would imagine.
Into Hong Kong, but yeah.
Would imagine they were expecting to perform a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, maybe an underperformance from South Korea, but also, once again, Hong Kong improving their score from 1.1 million when they played this yesterday to 1.5 million, a massive improvement, especially on accuracy. So, you know, South Korea would have won this pick if they were up against the Hong Kong of yesterday. So maybe they just had the wrong intel. Potentially Hong Kong playing much later in the night. Maybe their hands were a bit more exhausted at that time of the day, but now it's about 7 p.m. for them, so a little bit more fresh coming into this match.
In Hong Kong now, gonna look to consolidate that, and what is going to be the option? I truly don't know. I mean, it's funny because I keep looking at Hidden 2 HR2, even though both teams might as well be picking those. It's
Yeah,
DT1?
both.
Is that maybe like I recall like looking at DT1 and feeling like it was a bit too speedy for really either team to comfortably pick into, but maybe just some Nomad 2 is actually going to be the pick for Hong Kong.
I mean, I guess it is sort of a similar vein of stamina, but much more focused on the accelerating and decelerating flow aim. Kind of surprised to see them pick this. I think, as you said, DT1 is probably a solid option considering Hong Kong got almost 3 million on DT1 against the United States, but they went for Nomad 2, which they did play, and I don't think they had the best run of it, but maybe they're feeling a bit better today.
Just an instant pivot here from Hong Kong. They take the win on Magic Girl and decide to go right into some more tapping. No Mod 2. It's going to be 210 BPM, so as well kind of on that trend of higher BPM tapping, at least for a No Mod 2 standard. 210 BPM, relatively high. And we're going to be seeing Tsuwagi and 2i4 and F2X in again. I believe the same roster for them. Going up against MX and Spectre, who are the same two players for South Korea, and we have to wait and see if the third's going to be here.
I believe we saw RLSC play this map yesterday for Hong Kong, but they didn't look super comfortable, so maybe you have somebody else playing for them. I think that being F2X.
Yeah, F2X stepping in for RLSC then on this Nomad 2 this time around, but Amamiya Coco are actually going to be stepping in for Allegrissimo from that Magic Girl that they just played there. Gonna have a couple swap outs. But getting into the No Mod 2 now, it's going to be 3.5 minutes. And you know how Undead Corporation maps go. This one is going to be relentless, I'm sure. And we're going to have to see if any players start to have some stamina issues at any point throughout this map, because it's not usually something that we would be discussing too heavily. Usually when you get to this stage of the tournament, players just don't run out of stamina, but these two teams so damn good at everything, but have a very slight weakness in their tapping. And so I think we might see some struggles later on from the players on the left hand. We can already see some accuracy struggles from almost everyone in the lobby.
I think one thing to consider with the accuracy is it is OD10. It's something you very
true.
rarely see on no mod maps. That's something normally exclusive to Hard Rock or high DT1s kind of thing. But this is only dead on a no mod, which might contribute to the accuracies being on the lower end.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. That definitely makes sense why everyone is sitting at 96.
It's still
Everyone is
more or less FCs across the board. Some early breaks in some of the players.
Yeah, a few early breaks in here. We had MCY find an early break, F2X as well as Amamiya Kokoro, but they practically got FCs. I mean, 3.5 minute map with this much node density. Sure, it won't make a difference. Surely it won't make a difference, right? We wouldn't see a we wouldn't see a 10k difference or anything like that.
No way.
No way.
There is no reality where this gets 6-weight. This is no shot.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I mean, we're getting into some of the more intense sections. It's past the halfway point.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Starting to pick up. Jungwoo-young and Spectre finding breaks for South Korea, but Hong Kong holding on to a near 3-way still. All on the shoulders of Amamiya Kokoro now to try and claw things back for SK. But Hong Kong maybe reading the situation correctly here, going straight back into tapping, as Amamiya Kokoro finds another miss. And now it's South Korea with no FCs on the board. Hong Kong, F2X finds a break, but it's still the double FC.
And right now, Hong Kong is just looking like an entirely different team. They are shattering their score from playing this map yesterday with Suwagi and MCY4 holding an FC 3/4 in.
Yeah, I mean, Hong Kong are looking pretty damn good on these tapping maps today.
I will say, I think this one in particular is the flow aim really gapping SK. I'm seeing a lot of misaims, a lot of struggles with that. Meanwhile, Tsuwagi MCY4, very, very comfortable.
Just the two guys you expect to put up a score like this on a map that maybe they don't feel super comfortable on. Tsuwagi finding a bit of a... It seemed like he finger locked there or something, but doesn't quite matter. MCY4 breaks on the last slider in the map. Unless that was Bancho.
No. That was real. That was
Okay.
real. He did miss earlier anyways. It's a reverse,
never mind.
kind of a reverse choke. But...
Reverse choke, then ruined by a slider break on the last slider. But yeah. Still very good scores there for Hong Kong for a team that you wouldn't expect to put up fantastic scores on a map like that. 2 700Ks and a 500K is nothing to scoff at, and they kind of crushed South Korea on that one. I think South Korea, of course, they've still got the bracket reset in tow if they mess this match up, but maybe they'll take a different approach if this does happen to go to a bracket reset, just because that DT2 clearly did not work out, and I think Hong Kong kind of consolidated that by going straight into the No 1-2 after, just taking back-to-back points.
Yeah, I think originally I didn't expect to see Fremont 1 or DT3 touched, but following those two performances from Hong Kong, they could honestly be looking at those two maps. DT3 is something both teams have, that map slot is something both teams have banned in previous matches in this tournament. But if Hong Kong just feels like they're better at tapping right now, then maybe they could go for that instead of picking some of the more, contested maps like Hidden 2, Hard Rock 3, No Mod 4.
What if SK picked No Mod 1? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes. I think they could do it. Okay, now we're seeing the
There it is. There it is.
It's happening.
The South Korea special. I expect to see 3 easies on this.
Yeah, come on. We gotta see it again.
I think in the match between Hong Kong and the United States, on both teams, the player who could play this map easy, being Boshiman and I believe Suwagi, when you factor in the easy multiplier of 1.75, both of those players top scored on their team. But if you have 3 easy players, well, could be a treat.
Could be a treat indeed. We are gonna see West Hard Rock player stepping back into the lobby. Beast is back. He is awoken, unchained, ready to go and pull South Korea back into this match. But he's not alone. He's got Alagrissimo and Amamiya Kokoro. And I would love to see a triple easy, like you guys were saying here. That would be definitely a treat to watch. It's just going to be MCY4 sitting in Hong Kong right now, discussing the lineup. Probably
Thing is,
seeing
I don't
what
think, unfortunately, it will be the triple easy because we're seeing Alagrissimo in rather than no KJK. I believe we're not going to be seeing the triple easy. We might still be seeing a easy on at least one of the players. Especially Amamiya Kokoro, I would imagine.
And also, if worst HR player feels confident in FCing this no mod, that is obviously more score. Easy has an effective score cap of like 750k compared to 1 million for no mod.
Why is the background of this map just like a diagram of like, what even is that? Like,
I think it's the diff name.
You are now breathing manually. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see. I could only see the little snippet in the bottom left, so I was like, what?
Yeah.
What is this? Here we go. Lineups are in. Shihori, Yuki, and Tsuwagi are going to be joining MCY4. Yeah, curious if we are going to see 1 or 2 easies on the side of South Korea, and whether or not we will see any for Hong Kong.
Likely to see Tsuwagi on easy and DB2, but actually no easies on South Korea.
Wow.
Okay, never mind. I guess they're going for
easy
the
on
highest
Tsuwagi.
score cap.
Respect.
He has the sole easy for Tsuwagi here. Well, gonna hope he can pull home an FC, because if you do find an unfortunate run on that easy mod, it can tank your score quite heavily. Shihori Yuki finding an early break on the hidden. Of course, this is going to be the AO8 on the hidden. And then for the hard rock is going to be CS 6.9 actually, not your standard 6.5 that you're used to seeing on free mod maps like this. And,
already seeing 2 drops from South Korea, yeah.
Yeah. Early struggles for South Korea. West Hard Rock player and Alagrissimo finding breaks. And you don't want to see West Hard Rock player to be finding breaks early on like this. The one guy that so consistently performs in your team, but I mean, the Kokoro hopefully there to back him up this time round. But Alagrissimo finding another drop is not a good start, as Tsuwagi and MCY4 are holding the double FC, and Shihori Yuki is building up supporting combo. This one is going to very quickly go over into the lead of Hong Kong, but it already is in the lead because that score multiplier isn't being taken into account right now, if I'm not mistaken. So Hong Kong firmly in the driver's seat right now.
And I think, as you said, the hard rock being CS 6.9 instead of 6.5 makes a big difference. When you play a lot of tournaments and you're the hard rock player, you're kind of just used to 6.5, but you're not really used to that extra little bit of precision you need. I think Alagrissimo may be finding a few difficulties because of that.
Yeah, I mean, this just looks brutal to aim on CS 6.9. It doesn't matter how mechanically easy a map is, even so. Not to say this map is mechanically easy, it's definitely not, but just that small circle size in a match, so easy to find trip ups. And as we can see, another break from West Hard Rock player as well as Alagrissimo. No FCs for South Korea. MCY4 found a break as well, so it's just going to be Tsuwagi with the sole easy in the lobby, holding on to that FC for Hong Kong. And I'm pretty sure this one is already done and dusted.
Yeah.
The score is not being taken.
Oh my god!
No.
I so wanted to see it. I wanted to see it so badly. Unfortunately,
oh, man. Tsuwagi forgot to practice the ending. Misread central. Just misread everything on the last like 5 to 10 seconds there. But yeah, that is going to be the victory for Hong Kong by A 1.75 multiplier would put Tsuwagi at about 700 something K. So yeah, that's gonna be the win by about 200K for Hong Kong there. And another break point, which is, yeah, that's very brutal for SK now. 4-1 down and Hong Kong's pick in tow.
Yeah, after those two, I mean, DT2 was sort of a toss-up of a pick, but that free mod 3 really did expect to see South Korea be, strong in that by going the easy route, but they played it, with that hard rock and hidden, and Hong Kong with the easy on Tsuwagi being the difference to get another breakpoint, and now Hong Kong is in a very comfortable position. And I wonder if... oh yeah, sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, it feels pointless to try to predict picks, but for me, do you have anything? It's
maybe Hard Rock 3, I don't know. Considering Allegrissimo was the Hard Rock player on the free mod 3 and it didn't go super well, maybe go Hard Rock 3. I think that's a map Hong Kong's probably pretty strong on.
I mean, also maybe Hong Kong stick with some form of tapping again. Like both those maps went very well for them.
Yeah.
Maybe the DT3 here is an option. Of course, it's going to be more speed focused, right, rather than that stamina, but still is an outlet for them if they want to go down that same road. It worked twice already. But yeah, they've got the hard rocks as well, which worked out well on that first hard rock. Mind you, it was a lot closer than those tapping maps were. So options here for Hong Kong they definitely have to consider.
And they go for DT1, which is a map they performed really well on yesterday.
This is kind of a hybrid of the two maps we kind of just mentioned, There's a, we've got obviously the more tapping focus in that DT3 and then the raw aim in the Hard Rock 1. So they're going to kind of go in the middle here. Going to go for some raw aim with a little bit of speediness to it. 262 BPM, and I'm assuming quite a few bursts in here as well.
Yeah, and one thing to note, this is 10.5. I think this is closer maybe to 10.6 than the 10.5, which is... it's one of those things where you can be really comfortable on high approach rating if you're only playing a session of high AR, but if you've just been playing completely unrelated maps, you just played an AR rate hidden or you just played something different, and you have to go into AR 10.5 right away, you might find a lot of comfort difficulties. And considering Hong Kong's performance on this yesterday, I mean, I think they're definitely very comfortable on it. Just going to be to see if South Korea is as comfy. And I think we might not see worst HR player yet again, which is, not something you want to see too often on South Korea with how strong of a player worst HR player is.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's not what you want to see for South Korea, of course, that kind of big carry player who always puts up such huge performances. Not in for these maps. Hong Kong perhaps trying to pick the maps where he isn't in the lobby, which, I mean, is a very valid strategy.
Actually, I think you're right. The last 3 picks have been the only 3 maps where Stage player hasn't been in. We're just going for that route.
Mind you, one of them was from South Korea themselves, which... again, obviously didn't work out for them, but assuming we'll see a bracket reset, which of course isn't guaranteed at the moment, I'm sure South Korea might change up their strategy going forward. But we are getting into this DT1. Our 10.5, you can tell if you're not comfortable at very high approach rate, you are going to struggle immensely on something like this, but everyone looks pretty comfortable, as we can see from over that 98% generally. Goes to show that you can read this AR quite comfortably. It's just Tsuwagi who's down at that 96, but perhaps just a few slip-ups early on. Everyone holding on, but no, Shihori, Yuki, and Allegrissimo fine breaks for Hong Kong and South Korea respectively. Now 2-2 FCs, as we are halfway through the map, and it is all tied up. About 30k difference, which is nothing. That can go in a second here.
Once again, it's MCY4 Tsuwagi on the FC on the side of Hong Kong. I believe it was Shihori Yuki who also missed in this map yesterday for Hong Kong, so We can see another double FC from Swaggy MCY4. Hong Kong is gonna be able to potentially take their pick, but that assumes somebody on South Korea drops. And MCY4 Swaggy drop. It's gone.
Well, everyone resets,
Oh, okay.
so it's still a 200k lead for SK and very little map to go. I think it is pretty much without question going to go over to SK.
Well,
Finally
like
going to get a
almost-
breakpoint back.
Yeah, almost everyone in the lobby missing on that burst, and then I think the only 2 players that actually hit it just broke immediately after, so... Yeah, I mean, tripping up everyone in this lobby, but South Korea bringing home a 2.1 million and actually getting a break point, and now, all of a sudden, which something that looked so strong and so comfortable for Hong Kong going forward, looking to be like it was going to be a 5-1, is actually now 4-2 in the favor of Hong Kong, and now it's South Korea's pick, so... This could definitely turn the tides of the match very quickly if South Korea can pick up another point here. 3-4 is nowhere near as scary of a margin as a 5-1 would have been.
And following that map, now that theory I had about maybe going DT3 free mod 1 for Hong Kong is kind of a little bit diminished, because it seemed the pattern Hong Kong struggled on that map was that 260 BPM burst. And that's essentially all DT3 and free mod 1 are, so maybe not the go now. And it is South Korea's pick, so potentially... I mean, there's still so much in terms of the gimmick aspect that is yet to be explored. And I'm still looking at No Mod 4 hitting 2 Hard Rock to it at some point for one of these teams to pick.
Yeah, I think something like No Mod 4 is... You'd think of both of these teams as extremely good No Mod 4 teams, so I think it's probably scary for both of them to even just go anywhere near it, but I think we're bound to see it at some point. We've also got that hidden 2, which again is going to be highly contested. But other than that, I'd say Hong Kong may have a few more maps in this pool favored towards them at this point in the match, just with how we've seen things pan out so far. But South Korea definitely have a couple decent options, and it is going to be the No Mod 4. This one is hard to say it's favored one way or the other. I think both these teams have players that are tech demons, to put it lightly. Even they are incredible at tech. So yeah, I'm expecting some bonkers scores on something like this.
This is the kind of map that I want to say is Hong Kong favored, because Hong Kong, I just associate Hong Kong and No Mod 4 like it's just one and the same. But at the same time, this is the kind of map where if you have a standout performance from somebody like Worst HR player who we know is a insane tech player, that can be enough just to carry your team, just because of how insanely difficult it is to combo a map this challenging.
We are going to be getting into this No Mod 4. It's going to be Allegrismo, Worst Hardrock player, and Amamiya Kokoro for South Korea up against the core 2 for Hong Kong, being MCY4 and Suwagi, alongside Shiroha Yuki. It is going to be a very short one. We're looking at 2 minutes flat almost here of 188 BPM tech, 7.6 stars tech. That's when you know it's going to be difficult. Already we can see players, these patterns are already, this map just spares no time. Ridiculous patterns already, little rocket slider. We're launching off, we certainly are, because everyone is broken except for Tsuwagi and Worst Hardrock player. 2 of the players you expect to put up monstrous scores on something like this. Oh, Tsuwagi missed on nothing?
Oh no, it was a Bancho. I think it was Bancho.
Oh, okay, Bancho.
And yeah, some of these patterns are deceptive. Like there's some weird small angle changes you need to make, and everybody drops on that sider.
There's gonna be a lot of breaks. What? I think there's just no question about it.
What is this map?
Unlikely to see big combos. Yeah, this map goes pretty hard. It's you could say.
This looks impossible.
This is,
looks impossible.
I think, maybe the hardest map we've seen so far by quite a margin.
Oh my god.
Like MCY4,
circle streams.
2/3 in, is on 120k. Like how, that just goes to show you how difficult this map is.
Yeah. Actually, curious, we don't have slider ticks on this skin, do we? Because I'm actually curious to see how brutal some of these sliders actually are, deceptively difficult to hit. I can imagine with those slider ticks among the mix, but everyone is just struggling so much. There are a few 150 combos from 2 players on either side. It's dead even, but there is a 40k lead for Hong Kong as we approach the very ending of this match. Yuki drops, Suwagi drops. Among Kokoro, there's a combo lead for South Korea. It's 20k in closing, but I don't think it's going to be enough. No, it's not going to be enough.
And it's not. Wow.
30k for Hong Kong. And they take that one by the skin of their teeth and get another breakpoint on the board. That's an S rank from Suwagi and a 1 mission. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
That is a nice S rank to get. Yes, Suwagi and worst HR player being the standouts for their teams, but Hong Kong just a little bit more score from their backing players, both getting around 250k, making the difference. Yeah, that is a very good breakpoint for Hong Kong, because they're up 5-2.
It's seeming like we're in this for the long haul. It's pretty bad situation for South Korea. Still, just a lot of stuff that HK very, very much can take or even favored on.
Yeah, I'm just glad I ate before this match, because otherwise I might be hungry for a while.
Yeah. Well, HK to pick. Still have yet to see them go into this hard rock. I feel like, isn't now the time? It's obviously you still have other stuff to go for. I mean, I assume HK would never want to touch the No Mod 1, surely. Like after SK. After the SK 3-way incident, like, I don't see why you would ever do that to yourself. But Hidden 2 obviously still an option. It remains an option. Neither team picking into that. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly,
I'll go out on a limb and I'll say HR. It's limited to HR for me, because I don't see free mod being an option. But I guess free mod 1, like, what?
Okay.
I never know what's gonna happen pick-wise. I have no idea. It's like, why are Hong Kong picking speed? What is going on?
It really feels like it feels like they've made a list and they're just rolling for maps.
Yeah. What is happening?
What's going on here? But I mean, it is tapping where they did find success 2 times already, so you can't entirely fault them for something like this. It does make sense in the grand scheme of things of how this match has been going so far. Whether or not it's going to pay off is the question.
And this is a pretty short map, which, you know, a lot of the times the length of a map might influence its RNG-ness, but not much more than that. But this being a stamina map, being shorter actually makes it easier, because, you know, you have less time for your hands and your tapping fingers to get tired. But it is still 260 BPM, almost 8 stars, and this map does not let up, and I don't really think it's the kind of map you can realistically double tap and pull the combo.
And I think it might be the kind of map where we're going to see some tank mods maybe coming into play here. I know for a fact that both these teams don't have 3 players that are going to be entirely comfortable on something like this. So it may be a matter of, yeah, you take the hard rock, just tank it. One of the players who's more comfortable on a map like this, go on the no mod. Someone like Jongwoo Yong. You know,
I mean, my thought is
that no mod.
My thought is that they'll try to avoid the hard rocks and just double up on the hiddens.
Oh, is that sorry? That's my bad. Is that so they can just double hidden? I completely.
Yeah,
yes,
they can double hidden.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's some different pre-mod rules. Yeah.
Too many tournaments.
I know that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case,
easy.
things shouldn't be too bad for these players on the hiddens. But it is... Okay, is that incorrect? The thing says AR8. Okay. I think that's just incorrect on screen.
Yes.
Yeah, I was confused for a moment. But yeah,
definitely isn't
definitely
AR8.
it's not AR8. This
It's
is
9.8. Yeah, no, it's
9.8, yeah, it's actually going to be Zhongli Yong on the hidden, but hidden I don't think is going to make a map like this considerably more difficult. I doubt it's going to be too much stream aim. Definitely going to be focused a lot more on those, on the tapping and the just tapping for a very long period of time. It is at 260 BPM as well. Yeah, we're going to see an early break from MX and Suwagi. Everyone else holding on.
And full reset on Hong Kong.
Oh wow. Yuki as well, yeah. That's a full reset, and South Korea have the two-way alongside MX with a 370 combo.
And this is a really short map. We're already halfway in with the FCs from Spectre and Amamiya Kokoro. And now South Korea are looking really, really favored on this pick.
This match really just continues to confuse us more and more with how a lot of these picks are going. It's just something that seems favored for one side. It's just all of a sudden comes crashing and burning as South Korea now look to want to close this one out quite handily as well. Spectre found a miss, but this FC from Amamiya Kokoro and the huge supporting combo from MX is going to do more than enough to fend off Hong Kong's recovery. Suwagi as well finding a break, and MCY4 is going to put this one to bed.
Amamiya Kokoro.
What is that cursor shake?
Oh,
how are they getting through this?
What?
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
It's classic.
Okay, he missed. Oh wow, that is... We need an ambulance. We need a heart rate monitor on screen.
Yeah, I was about
They
to...
need an ambulance.
I was about to say, what did... You know, maybe Amamiya Kokoro upped on some caffeine before this pick, and
I mean,
maybe
this is always... This is classic.
The classic.
Amamiya Kokoro fare, yeah. Nelitoru fare. This is what he does. He FCs until the end of the map and then shakes so hard, it's completely impossible to continue comboing. It's, I mean, there's just no way. It's not possible.
And unfortunate S rank from Suwagi, but in a weird way, now that that just happened, do you go DT3 as South Korea? Like, do you just turn it?
Honestly, yeah, I'm feeling it. Why not? Go for it.
How many times have we gone back and forth on this?
Yeah.
Hong Kong looking good on tapping. Maybe they keep going with it. They want
Yeah,
to them, then
yeah.
they lose it. Then they
Well,
lose.
it's just I think the
DT1
speed
and
here is
311.
speed, arguably the consequential thing here, rather than tapping
Speed,
broadly.
yeah.
I think speed seeming to work out for South Korea. Maybe just a
But
fluke
do you
though.
go for
Like,
another pick? Do you go for another pick where your star player's out of the lobby? Because it's going to be the case again for South Korea if they go for DC3. So they've got options.
I guess
it's a
I mean to me it's like just trust your players. You know, it's a team.
Yeah, of course.
It's a team game. Trust your players. Worst HR doesn't have to be in for everything. Just carry momentum and try to pick it immediately. But they're thinking about it, so might just see them go somewhere else, which would also be understandable. I mean, DT3 is not the exact same map, and arguably maybe a little bit of a fluke even on Fremont 1. You know, it's like, I don't know what the mindset of the players are, or what they themselves think of it, right? So
yeah, we don't know what their locals were before that map,
Yeah.
you know. For all we know, Amamiya Kokoro had a 400k on his
Yeah,
top
exactly.
locals, and he
hidden
just
2,
800K
we're
out of
seeing,
nowhere.
we get the hidden
wow.
2.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be, oh yeah, it's gonna be Magenta Potion. Hidden 2.
And this is a banger. I think this, along with DT1, probably my 2 favorite songs in the pool. And I think in the same vein, maybe a little bit more reasonable than the Mod 4, but I think it's going to be a similar situation where we're going to see relatively low scores on both teams as people just fight for every sliver of combo and accuracy, especially in the middle section.
I mean, I'm gonna be staring at worst HR player on this one. So
Yeah. I think when I looked at this map, I just thought, worst HR player map.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're gambling on here as well.
Yeah.
It's what South Korea needs right now. all of Hong Kong is saying gamble in chat. That's a good mind game. That's a good mind game message.
The next time you're versing someone and you're extremely unfavored on a map, just say gamble.
Yeah,
They say gamble. And now they're doubting themselves. They don't feel as
Like,
sure as they did before.
He can play this? Can he play this? But no, we know for sure.
I mean, all it's going to cause
both
is
these teams can.
they're going to be all nervous as they get their 700k, and you still put in your 200k or whatever. It's, you know,
Yeah,
it's like you're still going to lose.
The match cost is all that matters at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, what a very cool little map. Love to see maps like this.
Early break from Jong
Very
Leon.
brutal combo. Yeah, wow, everyone kind of struggling on that one for the South Korea,
Yeah.
except for West Africa player. Yuki finding a break as well. That pattern did look ridiculous. It's honestly surprising to me that 3 players even held, but of course, it's the 3 players we expect to hold, isn't it? It's MCY4, Suwagi, and West Africa player, but MCY4 finds a drop of his own about a quarter of the way through, and it's 1 FC to 1.
We are approaching. I was about to say, we're approaching the worst HR player pattern, but he's dropped. It's only Suwagi. And we're building up to the map. Because the map has yet to start.
Oh no.
I mean, the
And
place
Suwagi,
where
isn't it?
HR broke. Oh my god.
Here we go.
Oh,
Of course.
my god. Suwagi found a break. It's MCY4 and Yuki to hold it down for Hong Kong. But MX and Nope KJK is all on their shoulders. They can do it. They can bring it back. But MX finds a break, and so does Nope KJK.
And Shihori has hit.
Yuki.
They
He's
hit
hitting it
both
all.
of those patterns.
Here has...
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Reverse
Shiro's
right at
kind
the
of
end of
owning
that
there.
through.
There's like a third of the
What
map
BPM was
left.
that?
I mean, is it already over?
I have no idea. Full reset on Hong Kong.
Wait, is it? No. No, I don't think it's possible. You need more combo for South Korea.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible for worst HR player to take this back, even if he holds.
It depends how much note density there is at the ending
Yeah.
here, but it would require Hong Kong to keep missing, and it doesn't look like they're going to do that. Find one miss, but yeah, it's just, I think it's too little too late, and this ending here looks like a bit of free combo, which is going to close things out for Hong Kong, I think. Yeah, it's about 80k.
It's so
and
close, but
yes, South Korea have the combo lead, but there's just not enough time left in the map. If the map was another 15 seconds longer, there probably would have been enough in the tank there for South Korea to take it back, but no, it's going to be Hong Kong by another slim margin. I feel like this is maybe the 3rd time this match we've seen a score come within 50k. 3rd or 4th at least. So,
And
it's
Hong Kong.
match point for Hong Kong now. Looking to
I think
force the bracket reset.
that kind of went how we expected. Worst HR player did get the best score on that map in the lobby, which is, what probably was South Korea's thought process picking that map, but Hong Kong just a little bit more consistent on their 3 players, making the difference. And as you said, Mavs, a lot of these maps have been decided by a very thin score margin.
I'll say actually for the hidden 2 just now, I think the big story here is it's Yuki. It's like, I think it was pretty huge where Yuki got combo, and also just the fact that he did get combo and is the 2nd best score for HK. 400k supporting Suwagi, making the difference.
Yeah, that is a good point. I think normally on Hong Kong you think of Suwagi and MCY4, but Yuki hitting the hardest part of the map and making the difference to get that breakpoint for their team.
Okay, it's hard rock time. Yep, Hong Kong finally picking into this.
I think there's something deceptive about picking a 6.5 map as the match point. It's like an extra level of nerves on a map where nerves really, really hurt your consistency.
All I know is I like this better than the pre-mod one. It's
yeah.
I like this a whole lot better as a pick.
think so far the only like very small circle we've seen is Allegrissimo on that Hard Rock for South Korea. You talked about how, based on his performance, Hard Rock 3 looked good for Hong Kong, and they're finally picking it. Maybe they kept it as that secured. Well, I say secured, but anything can happen on a 6.5 with these players.
And it's going to be 4 minutes of 6.5 as well, which can definitely get to you when you're holding onto big combos. Trying to even hit any sort of pattern when you're, 2.5, 3 minutes into a 6.5 holding an FC can be a challenge in itself. So, love to see how the players handle the small circles. I think, relatively, both teams are pretty good at high CS maps like this, but I definitely think I favor this one slightly to Hong Kong. It's got a little bit more of a confident roster on a map like this. We'll have to wait and see. Early on, little Space Quint catching off F2X. A very fair miss. As you kind of adjust to the map. Adjust to the small circles as well.
Rob from Suwagi though, gonna give the slight favor to South Korea early on, but this being a very long 6.5, I doubt that'll make a massive difference.
Yeah, I expect to see a lot more breaks throughout the remainder of this map. It is 1 FC for Hong Kong, 2 to South Korea right now, so a lead ever so slightly favoring the Koreans, but I'm sure we will see that change very soon as we move into this KI. Yeah, I'm on Yokoko finding a break. Before that, brutal stream pattern, which does catch Suwagi off guard. This worst hard rock player versus MCY4 right now. Allegrissimo with the supporting combo, but no, he drops it, and MCY4 loses the FC. It is all for him right now. Holding on to this FC for South Korea with a 99.82%.
Yeah, I think it's better to call him for him here because he is not a bad hard rock player, as we can see, evidenced on the screen right now.
He is not the worst hard rock player indeed.
Is how brutal these accelerating and decelerating streams on 6.5 is just an insane skill set to be consistent on. But almost approaching the halfway point and he's still holding.
Also just how spaced they are. Like, not these ones in particular, although those ones are still hard, but some of the ones like in before the Ki and after the Ki just look ridiculous. I wonder if we're going to get another one here. I don't quite remember. No, we're not going to get another one right there, but some of those patterns that some of the players have been hitting. And South Korea is kind of just falling apart right now, but it's just worse hard rock player. And Hong Kong actually have the combo advantage, but not anymore. Suwagi drops the biggest combo for Hong Kong. It was 600 there. And F2X finds another break, so it's just MCY4. Now South Korea takes back that combo advantage that Hong Kong was building up.
Cannot believe Worst HR is still going. I mean, he's soloing. He is soloing
right now. Yeah. Oh no, is that score frozen? Oh no, I'm gonna have to do some quick maths. It's fine. I'm pretty sure South Korea is firmly in the lead. Yeah.
And everybody breaking.
No, breaks.
That
How big is the lead? Ghost your memory, please.
South Korea. Everybody has missed in the lobby. The only combos is F2X and Allegrissimo sitting at about 150. But it's not really anything to speak of. And I'm not too sure what the score difference
there it is.
It's about...
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, that's too big.
Yeah,
that is too big. That is too much. I think this will just be a point for SK.
Can we also talk about how hard worst hard rock player is gapping the whole lobby on accuracy
right now? I mean...
Because a map like this is so hard to act well, and he is just putting everyone to shame. It's ridiculous accuracy, but I've cursed him, and he drops below the 99. That accuracy was ludicrous from him, and he's done more than enough to carry South Korea to get this point on the board and to bring things to a 4-6 scoreline. Is this our 5th breakpoint in a row?
Is it?
I think so.
Have we had that many breakpoints?
I think we've had 5 in a row.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, no,
maybe
you are correct. Yeah, that would be right. We've had 5 breakpoints. It's that is insane.
The strat is pick your opponent's map and hope they pick yours. I don't know.
Yeah,
That is
I guess so.
crazy to see. I mean, I'm happy to know that I think the players in this lobby are just as confused as what to pick as we were like going into this match.
yeah.
That's sort of what happens, like, right? When you get a matchup like this where both so similar in skill sets, in strengths and weaknesses, just it can be so tough to know what to go for, and it kind of sometimes you kind of agree on a point, kind of the neutral line where you're like, okay, let's just pick what we are comfortable playing and not think about the other team's weaknesses, because you're so similar, you know. Just pick what you think you're going to do well on and see how it goes.
Okay,
I mean,
but
South
what
Korea
is it
do have a
now?
bracket reset as well. Yeah, I mean,
Is it
I don't
No Mod
know.
1?
What even is it?
Oh, I would like to see No Mod 1 here.
I
this
think-
No Mod 1 is
yeah.
insane.
I think that's the play.
Oh wow, yeah. I think it might be No Mod 1. Is Free Mod 2 an option potentially?
I don't.
Yeah. I mean,
guess-
it's also kind of an aim-focused map. Definitely an aim-focused map. High
It's
BPM,
just, you got
but
some. It's like 1/3 in bursts, or an element as well, and it's. I mean, it is aimy, but I think a lot of flow aim as well. It's I don't know. I think that hasn't really worked out for SK as well as it has for Hong Kong. So, I mean, I guess they're
Well,
going for it anyways.
yeah.
I don't know. I understand they don't want to. It's scary playing No Mod 1, and also Tsuwagi MCY4. Like, yeah, it's. I get it, but personally, would have thought No Mod 1 would likely be a bit better, but.
This is CS3, so
yeah.
are we going to see Hard Rocks, and how many Hard Rocks are we going to see?
Well, this was picked yesterday, and we did see one Hard Rock on Shihori Yuki on the hidden Hard Rock, and a hidden from MCY4. I think what makes this, like, it is CS3, but it's 244 BPM and pretty dense. So just having that slight difference in circle size does make it a lot harder to be consistent.
In for a long one too, sitting at about 4 minutes. But yeah, I mean, this one considerably lower star rating than a lot of the other maps in the pool, without that Hard Rock, of course, 7.18. So yeah, definitely wouldn't be surprised to see a couple Hard Rocks in this lobby. Potentially one either side. We may even see more, but I don't think so. I would be surprised to see a double Hard Rock from either of these teams.
Yeah.
A no Hard Rock for South Korea, actually, and
wow.
Hong Kong are gonna be pivoting off of the Hard Rock. Shihori opting for that hidden instead, so it's just gonna be the double hidden either side. Decided to stick with the huge circles on this CS3, which I know can sometimes be a bit of a comfort issue for some players, and that's why they would opt for Hard Rock on something like this, is those circles are just a bit too large for their kind of comfort range. Just not what they're used to playing. But everyone going to be sticking with the CS3.
Yeah, I think in the same way big circles can be a comfort issue, it can also be very comfortable for some players in the same way, but we do see an early break from Shihori Yuki. Matched by Jongwoo.
Yeah, so that's going to be 2-2 right now. And MCY4 misses on nothing in the refrain. Not the greatest start for Hong Kong due to that miss. There's about 300 combo Hong Kong is now going to be missing from their total score, which can do damage. It's a considerable amount of combo.
And it was MCY4 who had the standout score for Hong Kong yesterday on this map, getting 900k. We're not going to be seeing that again, but does give Tsuwagi the opportunity to clutch up on this pick, but 2 FCs still on the side of South Korea. One of those is going to have to let up.
Yeah, MX did find another break, but it's not the one that matters for South Korea, as they've still got that double FC on worst Hard Rock player and Amamiya Kokoro. MCY4 and Shihori making a recovery strongly. Tsuagi holding down the FC for Hong Kong, and combo advantage is barely in South Korea's favor. But that could change with a miss from any of the players, I believe. Yeah, if we were to see a break from MX, that would shift the combo lead over towards Hong Kong, even though it's only a 300 combo. So anything
single
can
combo.
happen here. Yeah, every
Is
bit of
important
combo
right now.
matters. And
Oh,
we're
there's
over
the break.
halfway through the map.
There's the break. Everybody saw.
Oh dear.
Oh, I
And
expect to see a miss now.
That 300 combo that MCY4 lost earlier on in the refrain section may start to be
Amamiya
worrisome.
won't miss
Oh.
until we get far enough into the map for him to start shaking. It's gonna be fine. Okay, okay, he started shaking. It's official.
MX and Shihori finding misses for both sides, both recovery combos. But Shihori did have the bigger combo, so that is going to do more damage to Hong Kong. The lead now. Oh man, it's so close, but it's favoring South Korea. It's going to slowly pull in their direction. Oh yeah, the shakes are going to start coming in, like you said, aren't they?
Yeah, yes. As we get to like the 700k mark or so, I think especially, it's just gonna get worse and worse for Amamiya Kokoro. Given how close it is, it might matter.
Oh, but can he do enough for South Korea? It's 2 FCs to 1. MCY4 has done a valiant effort to try and recover from that awful miss he got earlier in the map. And you just better hope for MCY4's sake that that isn't what's going to make the difference, because this is so close. Amamiya Kokoro shaking. There's a huge combo lead to Hong Kong that's going to start going back over. We have about 5% of the map remaining.
Time?
I think there's enough time.
There is enough time. There is.
The combo's there, the axe there. It's 40k, it's closing. Is there enough notes? I think there is. Hong Kong. Are they going to take it to a bracket reset? They are.
Amamiya Kokoro!
Spin the win!
Literally, Amamiya Kokoro misses on the final burst, and it gives it over. That is unbelievable.
Does that give it over? Was it 7k worth?
Yeah, I'm
man.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
I think
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
was.
There were multiple misses. It wasn't just one. He lost score. He lost score.
No. Oh no.
That is unbelievable. What a terribly painful way of dropping the final point to take it to bracket reset.
Oh, strap in. We're in for a long haul.
Oh man. Okay. Predictions for picks on the next match, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, look, they're gonna have a little bit more of you know, they've felt each other out this match. I think it's gonna be a little bit less silly, but I think as soon as we go off script and onto one of the picks that we haven't seen as of yet, it might get silly again if that happens. So
yeah, I mean, bracket reset, of course, everyone. For who is unaware, South Korea were the upper bracket winners, so we are now going to be going into a second match straight away, assuming the players don't want to take a short break, which may or may not happen. But yeah, I mean, what was that final score there? 7-4, 7-5?
7-4?
Yeah, and I'd say a fumble pick early on from South Korea that they probably won't make the same mistake of again, so I mean, I'm expecting a closer one in this second match. I think the players are going to be taking a break. Yeah, a 10-minute break. So we're going to leave this one here, and we will probably join you guys in 10 minutes for the bracket reset, so do not go anywhere.
Yeah, stay tuned.
が咲き誇る墓所に佇む少女。彼女の名はドロチア。
All right, welcome back. Ready to keep going after a 10-minute break here with the bracket reset. Grand Finals, Hong Kong versus South Korea. Switched around this time. Hong Kong in the winner's seat. And looking at, obviously, the nature of the bracket reset, it's basically like a whole new match. Wipe the slate clean, and we're gonna go through all the little formalities up front again with the bands and everything. Hello. Joined again by Mavs and Vordi, of course. Yeah, I neglected to mention that entirely.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent intro. Yeah. Okay.
That's all good. Yeah, I mean, we're here again. Hong Kong versus South Korea, like you mentioned. Hong Kong now swapped over to that red side in the driver's seat now. And honestly, looking favored now in this bracket reset. I think I, at least, and I think many others thought South Korea were favored going into this grand final, but it is going to be Hong Kong now, looking to try and close this one out after a decently convincing 7-4 victory over South Korea. But with South Korea with some more information, I'm
Suwagi rolled 90 again. What?
Hey, that's the exact
What?
same
You got the
number
same
as
roll.
well.
The exact
Yeah.
same one.
Yeah, the
Suwagi
exact same
rolled
roll.
90
Oh my
back to back. Dubs.
If
What a-
South Korea
what a
roll
beast.
96 again, I'm going to lose my mind.
There's not.
Nah.
There's not a chance.
That's
There's
not
just
happening.
not happening. and also that's the like Suwagi didn't win with 90 last time, but surely this time 90's enough. Yeah, it was a 7-4 to Hong Kong's favor, but so many of those maps were so close that I could imagine it going the other way. I mean, like just I think there was like 4 picks at least that were like decided by one miss or, you know, a 20-50k score difference.
Yeah, match literally could have kept going with Amamiya Kokoro dropping the burst at the very end of the free mod too. It's just a ridiculous way to lose that, given how thin the margin was, given how close it was. Yeah. The roll will be enough with the 37 there from no KJK.
And now that the first match of the grand finals has been played, South Korea could go a different strategy. I think definitely one is not picking DT2. That did not go well for them.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely leaving it open. I imagine we're not going to see any changes in the bans. HK probably just going to ban No Mod 5 Hidden 3 again.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to expect a different ban here. Yeah, it's going to be exactly what happens. Hong Kong just banning those. And presumably SK can gonna just ban Hidden 1 again. I don't think there would be anything else. Like, there actually be anything else they'd rather ban.
I mean, was there the maps that were the most convincing? Was that I was gonna say No Mod 2. That was probably the most convincing pick from the side of Hong Kong. So that's fair. That leaves the Hidden 1 open as the difference from last match.
Might just be a good idea. Yeah, that likely is a good idea. I mean, frankly, I wasn't sure about the Hidden 1 ban in the first place. It's even if HK did well on it, and it's not a map that necessarily favors SK. You don't have to pick into it. You can just leave it open.
Yeah, I think it was a ban made potentially out of, you know, lack of knowledge. of what else you could ban, especially considering Hong Kong didn't play the Nomati nearly as well against United States.
Yeah. Okay, Hong Kong pick first. And I mean, what would the pick be on paper?
Maybe just Hard Rock 1 again. They've looked so good on that map. But at the same time, what?
Okay.
No mod. What is that?
Mind game nuke pick.
Okay,
That is-
I don't know.
If
No
I
one won
listed
first
out,
pick. They didn't even play it last match.
They didn't even
That's-
play it. It was one of the few maps not played.
That's
I
kind of
think
awesome.
if I made a list of what I thought would have been the first pick from Hong Kong, this might have been at the bottom of that list.
Yeah. I mean, they've used the break, right? They've been playing the game. They didn't just. There's some reason for this, surely. And also, it's not like Hong Kong isn't bad at this. Obviously, like they're really good at this. It's just, it's no mod 1. And South Korea
And,
freewayed it. That's
Yeah, they freewayed.
So South Korea 3-way this, and then Hong Kong decide to first pick it on the bracket.
No,
read.
not this one
not
exactly,
this map, but the
yeah.
finals no mod 1, which was also
yeah.
extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Yep. So I mean, it's just textbook, honestly. If you ask me, a flawless strategy here from Hong Kong, right?
I mean, I'm floored. Either this is if Hong Kong wins this pick, it's the smartest pick ever made. If they lose it, it is a massive fumble. I have to see.
I don't know. It depends on what the score difference ends up being. I think it's probably still a silly pick if they win by like 30k or something. It's probably still like, why did you do that? But
I mean, maybe after that double 90, Hong Kong's like, you know what? The RNG gods favor us today. We will win the RNG map.
South Korean players should have said gamble. That's what should have happened.
And here we go. Getting into the first map of the bracket reset in 3WC Grand Finals. It's going to be Tsuwagi, MCY4, and F2X up against MX, West Side of a Player, and Amunya Kokoro on this No Mod 1. First pick of the match. Who would have guessed it? Literally none of us.
Yeah.
4 minutes of 220 BPM, 7.8 star aim.
And a no mod 1 this map basically doesn't have free combo. There's like a single break, about 3/4 in where it kind of lets you rest your hand a little bit, but this is just consistently spaced. I mean, even this section, it's like the kind of slow part of the song, you still have almost full screen jumps.
Oh, and the build up to the Ki is just unrelenting as it catches off Tsuwagi and F2X. South Korea holding on to all of their combos. They've got that supporting combo from MX alongside the two FCs, and it's going to pull into their favor, but Amuya Kokoro finds a miss. And that is now still going to favor South Korea, but ever so slightly. They're about 100k in the advantage now. Not anymore as MX finds that miss. Tsuwagi trades it, but MCY4 and F2X are going to pull this one over to the side of Hong Kong very slightly as we get to the close of that first Ki.
Actually surprised as well, on the side of South Korea, in that three-way we talked about, Alec Risimo was in instead of Jongwoo. So surprised to see, him not in, but maybe not as comfortable on a map that is a level or two higher in difficulty.
And I mean, like, you would consider this section of the map, usually it sounds like it's a free section, right? But no. Especially now as we get to the build up to the Ki, just cross-screen jumps, everyone handling them except for Amuya Kokoro who finds a miss. MX finds a miss in the early stages of the Ki. Well, and there goes the sole FC for South Korea. Worst hard rock player drops it, and it's now MCY4 and Tsuwagi against the world to pull home the first pick for Hong Kong. About a third of the map remaining, and they're going to see the scores. They know that they have this one in the bag if they can just hold on.
And a thing to note is worst HR player, the biggest combo on the side of South Korea, is also the lowest accuracy in the lobby. which will influence the score a bit. MCY4 holding a 99.4% on that FC. And now, oh, okay, never mind. FC, what was I talking about?
I mean, I will say, given just how absurdly hard this map is, I can't be too surprised at this pick. I think Tsuwagi MCY4 duo, having the two high skill cap carries, makes the difference on this right here.
And although we were doubting this pick, it's honestly quite decently in Hong Kong's favor.
Yeah.
They have 200k
It's a
score
solid
gap.
lead. That's a solid score gap, that is, yep. And the 600k on MCY4. Even for Forum, this was a bit too big of an ask.
All smiles for Hong Kong. We get in towards the ending of this map. They know they've got it, surely. They saw the scores of that very short break. They know they've done it.
And
that's the first pick secured.
700k. That is on a map that is this consistently difficult. When you get to no mod ones that are like this, the star rating doesn't even really convey how difficult it is to play a map like this. And MCY4 getting a 1 miss, just so incredibly impressive.
But now we get to see if we're going to continue to get a bit of a clown fest of picks and bans. Are we going to see 5 back-to-back breakpoints yet again?
No.
Or?
At least not to start things off. That was... we'll get to that part later.
Yeah.
That's,
we're going to see something a little more
reasonable.
Maybe, yeah, a little more reasonable. Maybe South Korea feel like taking their picks this time, as well as Hong Kong. And Hong Kong started off great. They win their first pick on a no mod 1. Start off with the gamble pick, works out. That's actually a huge boost for Hong Kong because they've used one of the maps that they weren't necessarily it's not considered one of their strong maps, and they've gotten a point on it, like straight up out of the gate. So it's a good 1-0 to start on. You still got so many options. South Korea now have to convert back. And will they go for something confident, or are they going to go for something a little gambly as well, I wonder?
I mean, on paper, it's no mod 3, right? You just pick no mod 3 again. But,
Mod 4.
No mod 4? What is this?
No,
What? You lost this last time. I don't get it. It's,
To be fair, this was very close last time. There was a difference of less than 30k. So maybe South Korea felt like they just really underperformed on this pick and they can do better. And honestly, with how many close maps there are, I don't even know what you go for as a confident pick. I think I agree. No mod 3 was a score gap of like 300k. I think South Korea should probably go for that again. But maybe going for the gamble pick first, trying to beat a gamble pick with a gamble pick.
I mean, I can understand some trepidation, like picking into the no mod 3 again. Not like as confident you're going to perform quite to that level as I mean, Hong Kong put up a quite solid team score and could definitely imagine them besting South Korea in this second set.
Yeah, it's really just gonna come down to like performance at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like both teams are so strong. They have the players to play these kinds of maps at such a high level. It's just in the moment in this match, can they perform?
Okay, I wonder if we see a 400k this time.
I wonder. And I think the first time this was played, we saw a pattern that I think every single player missed on. It was like a very fast burst into a very fast slider. I'm not sure if anybody's gonna hit that this time. But currently, just one FC to one FC.
And I'm still a little bit baffled here as to why South Korea went for this, but we're gonna have to see if it pays off for them. Perhaps an underperformance last time has caused them to, you know, kind of reconsider and go, oh no, we can definitely beat Hong Kong on this map. We're gonna have to see how it works out. Allegrisimo drops a huge combo, full reset for South Korea. Everyone in lobby resets except for Suwagi, and you can't blame them. Suwagi now gonna have to put on the carry pants to pull this one over for Hong Kong, and they have a lead. It's about 70k already. And oh, this combo is gonna do so much for Hong Kong.
That was a Bantram miss from Suwagi. He's still holding.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Still going.
Suwagi
Wait,
is
that's-
going right now.
He's S-ranking again.
He S-ranked this last time.
He S-ranked last time, but he didn't combo this much. This is already a massive improvement.
If he S-ranks this again. Oh my god. No,
Oh,
finds a break on
that
the
was
buzz
a real
slider,
break,
unless
right?
it's Banjo.
Yeah.
I think that was real.
Surely.
Is there enough? South Korea have a huge combo
South
lead.
Korea has, they have if they hold.
Oh,
All
wow, this
three
is
players are
winnable.
holding on South Korea.
Yeah,
there's
this
about
is
an
just
8
gonna
with the
go
map
over
remaining.
now.
It goes over already. It's already going over. Amami Kokoro
drop
found a
from-
break. Two
yeah.
combos for South Korea. Shirohayuki finds a miss. Yeah, that's enough. South Korea take it in the very last portions of the map. Wow.
Well, I still don't know how to feel about this pick, but it does
not
work out,
wrestling.
and it is improvements broadly. 2 400Ks on the side of SK is quite a big improvement.
Yeah, I mean,
that is a huge improvement. And
It's
that's
like
another
a
S rank from
200K
Suwagi as well.
team score improvement on both sides, I believe.
yeah, and just the worst HR player, Amamiya duo, making the difference with those 400Ks. And that really puts South Korea back. If they lost that pick, it would have been pretty demoralizing, but now it's 1-1.
I will say, as much as I don't know how to feel about the pick, it is very good that SK got that. I think it's, given how close it is, you gotta win those kinds of toss-ups.
Yeah.
DT1 is gonna be the pick for
And-
HK. I think a very good pick. Just, HK
They
very
did
good on
lose
this.
it though.
They did.
I mean, they did. It's
This is
just,
so strange.
I don't know.
I
This
mean,
one I feel a lot better about
yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
on the second go around than the tech map. I just feel like that one is particularly
I agree,
volatile.
I agree.
Where this one, I have more reason to believe in or maintain faith that HK will do it.
Yeah, in their last run, Hong Kong, I think Suwagi and MCY4 both missed on the one
270
big stream.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
big stream. Yeah, so there's literally
So-
one pattern that gated them. I mean, I have faith. They practiced it a bit and they just feel good about it now. Maybe they're gonna double tap it or something this time even.
Yeah.
So,
I think this is like generally Hong Kong favored, whereas that No Mod 4 was like a bit more, you know, question mark, what's going on? It's a bit of a toss-up already, as you saw from those results as well, but yeah, I think this one in general was more Hong Kong favored, and yeah, it's just those two unfortunate misses that kind of paved the way for South Korea to break point, rather than an overall, you know, team comfort difference.
Yeah, I think Hong Kong is going to be looking to have a similar performance as they did against the United States. And you know, now that everybody's been playing very difficult OCU maps for like probably hours, maybe they're a bit more warmed up to play AR 10.5.
potentially. This might be, I'm kind of expecting just have to wait for a bit on this one.
Am I gonna have Tsuwagi, MCY4 in, of course, for Hong Kong?
Never mind, Allegrisimo.
Yeah, Allegrisimo finds a break early on. He's joined by MX and Amamiya Kokoro over there for South Korea. I think it's only the break from Allegrisimo early on. And yeah, this is only 1 minute 56 seconds, so we'll probably be getting into this one very shortly. Already into some of the jumps early on. And Amamiya Kokoro finds a break as well. Hong Kong maintaining the three-way. Oh, Shihori finds a break at the very end of that Ki. But it still is going to favor Hong Kong by about 100 combo, and they've already accumulated about 150k of a lead. So looking good for Hong Kong moving into the latter half of this map.
All going to come down to hitting that burst that caught out Tsuwagi and MCY. We're basically in the exact same scenario. Sure how Yuki has dropped. It's on the back of Tsuwagi and MCY4 to take this. But will they hit the pattern?
Let's go. Coin flip.
Oh, man. Are they going to hit it this time?
Oh,
Tsuwagi misses. But MCY4 hits it this time. The combo lead is in favor of South Korea. MX has that FC. Amamiya Kokoro has a supporting combo, and it's unanswered from Hong Kong. It's only MCY4. It is crucially Amamiya Kokoro misses. It's matched. It's 1v1.
Yeah. That's 8k
to
take it
right now.
I mean, this is just free combo. It's Hong Kong.
MCY would have to break, and there's no way. There's no way. Yeah. It's the FC.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. 70k.
Amamiya missed
close map.
right before the refrain. I was about to say if they just got to that cooldown section, it would have been over most likely, and would have been a break point. But it's unfortunate for South Korea. Potential was there.
Well, that was a very close map. But, I mean, glad to see teams are converting their maps this time around. No breakpoints yet as we move into the fourth pick. It's going to be South Korea now. And, I mean, it's important for them to convert this one as well. Don't want to be going down 3-1 this early on into the match, with Hong Kong's pick up next as well. So, definitely an important one here for them. And I'm just thinking that No Mod 3 kind of just, they should just use it now, but maybe they want to hold on to it until later on in the match. I'm not too sure. There are many valid strategies they could take here. Definitely is a bit of a marathon.
I'm looking at this entire pool. We've seen these players play almost everything apart from like Hidden 1 Hard Rock 2, and everything is close. So
yeah,
I guess it's just whatever they feel the best on right now. I think this is a situation where you just stop thinking about your opponent and you just think, what can we play right now?
Yeah, 100%. Especially just because of how
personally
similar
though,
the skill sets are.
Probably no mod 3.
Yeah.
Probably no mod 3. It is free mod 2 though. That's
okay.
Okay, again, like, I mean, really? Look, I did say DT1 feel a bit better about that for HK, but this is the third pick in a row where you lost it last set.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But to be fair, this map was won on 7,000 score. So
yeah, no, of course. Yeah, of course Hong Kong, or of course South Korea can still win this. It's just, I don't know.
It's so strange, yeah. It's very strange to see, but you know, perhaps both teams feeling like first time around they all underperformed. I'm not sure. I mean, they're going for picks that they feel that they can take that they lost in the previous set, so definitely confident that they can do better than they did the first time around. Otherwise, they wouldn't be picking it, right? So, love to see. It is going to be the same mods. And
yeah, same teams, same mods, no changes.
Same mods. Yep. Here we go, getting into this free mod 2. Bit of a longer one as well, sitting about 4 minutes long, 244 BPM. decently lower star rating than a lot of the other maps in the pool. But definitely some tricky patterns that caught players off last time around.
And MCY4 not looking super comfortable right now, but it is matched by a miss from Jong Woo-young. But that's going to be a very, very slight advantage to South Korea in this early section, I think.
I think, yeah, combo is very slightly favoring Hong Kong right now, as well as accuracy, but it's going to be so minimal. The score's pretty much going to stay neck and neck. It is going to Hong Kong, but it's barely noticeable at this point. About a quarter of the way through, and so we're going to start to see these big combos start to build up. It's going to be 2 FCs to 2 with supporting combos on either side, but no, Shihori Yuki finds a break for Hong Kong. It's now 1 FC to 2. MNEX drops that supporting combo, but that's not the one that matters for South Korea. That is the one that matters. Yeah, finds a drop. 1 FC to 1 now, but MCY4 has an unanswered recovery combo of about 500, and that's going to start pulling a score lead over for Hong Kong.
And this is scary for South Korea because even if Suwagi drops, it's still like it's just all the pressure's on Amamami and Kokoro. We need to see Kokoro hold and somebody on Hong Kong to drop if South Korea wants to take this pick, which they desperately need.
Worth mentioning is the mod advantage for South Korea. Amamiya Kokoro up against the no mod FC for Suwagi, so that is going to give a little bit of score bonus for Amamiya Kokoro. The accuracy difference is negligible, it's about 0.4. So it's going to give a little bit of score bonus, as you can see. He's in lead ahead of Suwagi by about 15k. But that combo from MCY4 now is just doing so much for Hong Kong. Shihori Yuki finds a break, and that is unanswered by South Korea. So now, all of a sudden, combo advantage is looking very slim for Hong Kong. And on top of that, Amamiya Kokoro does have the score bonus from Hidden. So this is going to start pulling, I think, very, very slowly.
It is like dead even, but we do see the drop.
That is huge though. MCY4, the supporting combo goes. Worst HR Amamiya Kokoro can do this.
The tables have turned now too, because now that unanswered supporting combo from MCY4 is now in worse hard rock player's favor. He's now got the unanswered supporting combo. And Amamiya Kokoro pulling home this FC with the hidden score bonus as well. It is going to go over very soon, but Amamiya needs to keep holding. And we know what happens when Amamiya gets close to FC in maps in tournaments. Oh no, it's starting, guys.
This flipped because of the shakes. If Amamiya Kokoro holds, they will take their point, but if Kokoro chain misses, it's so crucial for Kokoro to not get a single miss.
Dig deep, Amamiya. He is shaking so much, but he needs to hold. It is absolutely crucial he holds.
A single chain miss on a triple or anything will flip it back over.
It's
they
only
need
30K.
to hold.
It's 30k. Worst hard player needs to hold as well. Suwagi's held through to the end.
Amamiya Kokoro he does not do it this time. Amamiya Kokoro, the redemption. He does get it. Huge play by Amamiya Kokoro, carrying South Korea.
Oh man.
And as you said, the mod advantage made the difference. The difference between Suwagi's no mod FC and Kokoro's hidden FC is about the difference of the point. So yeah, very well done.
That hidden making that difference in the end. Amamiya Kokoro would have had about 965k-ish without the hidden. That definitely would have been Hong Kong's point there. So yeah, that hidden score bonus making the difference on the FCs. Yeah, and that is a crucial one to win for South Korea, man. This is looking like it's going to be a banger of a bracket reset, 2-2 now, and already plenty of close points.
Okay, HR1 for Hong Kong is a very strong pick.
Yep.
I just think, big aim consistency. I think the two carries to YMC4. I mean, there's the fact that you have those two there is just such a huge boon. And I mean, it's not out of the question that South Korea can contest this, but it's going to take a bit more for South Korea, I feel like.
Yeah, I believe this was fairly close. Let's see. It was. Yeah, I mean, actually, no, never mind. Hong Kong had about a 300k score advantage, which is pretty sizable.
Yeah.
And considering how the No Mod 1 went, so far the only like significant score difference was the No Mod 1. Everything else has been super duper close. So I think going for the 1 slot is the go. And so far, MCY4 has only gotten 900k on this map. I don't want to curse them, but I mean, a minimum of 940k with the FC.
Yeah. 900k in an FC. MCY4 doesn't miss on this map apparently. Or at least not very often.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be seeing the same rosters. Not going to be any change-ups on that front. Could have maybe seen a change-up from South Korea, but...
Yeah, I mean, the difference last time, if I recall correctly, came down to MCY4 holding an FC and worst hard rock player breaking on the very last 1/3 pattern of the map. So...
the supporting scores were also better. It was 80k more on Tsuagi to Aomuya Kokoro, so... I mean, Hong Kong were just that bit better, I think.
Just that little bit better. But if we were to see worst hard rock player close out the FC this time and MCY4 bring in a back-to-back FC...
I mean, it's an aim consistency map. Just miss in the middle and it's doomed. Like, just miss in the middle and the other team wins.
Yeah. Another toss-up here for sure. After how decent, like, this was decently close last time, and I mean, absolutely could go either way because it's a hard rock 1. Like I said, aim maps.
That's a tactical early miss from MCY4 to not be nervous.
Yeah, of course. He definitely just didn't curse him and say that he's never missed on it, and then he missed straight away.
Yeah, no,
look, it's just the other way around this time, okay? He got 900k, he missed at the end, he missed at the beginning. Now it's going to be a reverse choke, I believe.
Easy.
Obviously. So you're moving to the first PI, though.
It's all to script. Just, you know, believe in the script.
I'm believing in the script. The script of a tiebreaker bracket reset. Allegrissimo, though, that's not in the script. Finds a break. Finds a few more misses afterwards. Everyone else hit those cross-screen jumps. Very impressive. And this is going to favor Hong Kong. 2 FCs to 2, but MCY4 got 100 combo behind, so pretty negligible overall.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see any breaks on that jump pattern into the stream.
Yeah, it was only Allegrissimo who had already broken, so...
Yeah, he hit it. I think he just missed it before.
Moving into our second PI, about halfway through the map, minute and a half remaining. F2X finds a drop by Hong Kong, and that's one of the FCs gone. There's now 2 FCs and a supporting combo from Allegrissimo. And worst hard rock player finds a miss, and that's going to be a big miss for Hong Kong to start mounting a bit of a lead here, as they now take the combo advantage by about 300.
Wait,
but not anymore.
MCY4!
Not anymore on this one.
Oh my god! Oh, what is going on?
Breaks as well. It's just Allegrissimo.
It's just Allegrissimo with the secondary combo.
Everyone got owned by the alt section. Jesus.
The first player to miss in the map, the one we thought wouldn't make the difference, he is the one to come in through the ending here with the only combo to speak of and start pulling the lead for South Korea. That 1/3 section is completely ruthless, man. It's just, it looks so hard. It looks so damn hard. But Allegrissimo holds, and now the nerves after seeing those scores. He's 50k in the lead, and he knows he can secure this one if he holds.
He gets through it? What?
Oh my god.
Allegrissimo is doing it.
Allegrissimo finally, in this matchup, hadn't put up a huge carry performance yet, hadn't pulled South Korea over the line yet in this match, but he finally does it on the hard rock 1.
Yeah,
he did more than enough, I think.
He did more than enough. Yeah, no, there's no doubt. Worst HR also with the supporting combo is going to help to secure this point for South Korea. A big break point.
That's huge. And he may have had the lowest score in his team, but he sure as hell had a huge impact regardless. Only one holding through that section.
Listen, that's the
very
second
good
600k S rank score from worst HR player in a row.
In a row. He's just destined to slider break on this map, and it always seems to be on those 1/3. But you can't blame him because those patterns look harder than the aim itself, which is pretty brutal for a Hard Rock 1.
The 2-1 misses on the side of HK are so brutal. It's like
yeah,
2 MCY4 1 miss, both of them.
oh,
So
man.
close
now,
yet so far.
And that's a break point. That is a break point.
Yep. South Korea now with an opportunity to take a more convincing lead.
This is where you pick your strongest map, right? Surely.
Yes.
The only map I think they won convincingly, quote unquote, was that No Mod 3, right? I think that was pretty much it.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
it. I think nothing else was convincing. Nothing else was like 200k plus, so...
Yep. You've got to pull it out here. You've got to consolidate this lead. 4-2
I think
pretty good.
the closest was Hard Rock 3, which was almost a 200k favor to South Korea. And after that Hard Rock 1, maybe you go for it. But I don't know if you do, because I think South
that
Korea
was
won
forum
that.
popping. Like, I don't know. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
you can't rely on him to solo every single time. Like, it's I think that's a bit too much of an ask. And also, like, Suwagi and MCY4 can still pop off on that map, presumably, so it's a bit scary. I mean, they're thinking about it, though. It's taking their time.
There's still the free mod 1. Yeah, I was about to say free mod 1.
Okay.
This is... I forgot about this map. We talked about this free
Oh,
mod
yeah,
a lot.
this was a 400k. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a big... this was a very convincing score lead.
I blanked on this one completely. This was,
I completely forgot about the speed.
Amiya Kokoro Wu Yong.
Yeah, I mean, it was a convincing victory for them. We'll have to hope that Amamiya can put up a similar performance. I think having a little bit on the lower end of the accuracy last time from Amamiya Kokoro on this may kind of dictate that maybe he wasn't super comfortable, but they do have that kind of they have that Jong Woo-young factor in the fact that he's always comfortable on a map like this, so kind of something to fall back on. It is, I think, a good pick here. I think I would have preferred the No Mod 3, but I mean, the players know better than I do, so it makes sense, absolutely, to go for something like this as well after winning it so convincingly.
There's still potential though for Hong Kong. We did see Suwagi getting an S rank. Yeah, right in the middle as well, so... South Korea needs to have a similar strong performance.
I think the reason why you could argue this pick to be good is that a speed map like this, it's easier to be consistent on than something like a no mod alt. It's
yeah, no, that's very true.
That's probably the idea here. You want something reliable, something that you're just always going to perform to a certain level on.
I think the scary fact about the scary factor about No Mod 3 as well was that everyone in the lobby performed. No one got below 500k on that map, and there was only one player that got below 600. So you kind of go into that with thinking, okay, we need to perform again on this 5-minute long No Mod 3. We need to get 600ks again, which it can be a tall ask. So they're going to opt for this free mod 1 instead. Early days, I believe we're seeing the same mod combinations, at least for South Korea. I don't quite remember for Hong Kong.
Yeah, I believe it's the same on both sides.
Yeah. Only break from MCY4. Unanswered from South Korea. This map is only 1 minute 47 seconds. So it is actually going to be a bit detrimental for Hong Kong. Moving forward into this map. We're almost halfway through already. That is how damn quick this map goes by.
Are we going to see a combo traded off on the side of South Korea? Because right now they're three-waying halfway into the map.
The only one missing in that little aim section.
But I believe this is where the map really picks up in difficulty.
Yeah. And it is going to be Shihori Yuki to find a break for Hong Kong. Spectre trades it, but it's 2 FCs to 1 now as MCY4 finds a drop as well. South Korea firmly in the driver's seat. They have an extra FC and they're already over 250k in the lead. I think this one might already be
Yeah,
sealed.
this is over. This is totally over. This is a great pick by SK. I cannot believe Amamiya Kokoro shakes right now. What is he doing? That was absolutely unbelievable. Dong Weong does break. There is way too much. This score difference is massive.
They both find breaks at the ending here, but it didn't matter. Tsuwagi actually converting the FC this time, but the overall team performance from South Korea was just too much for Tsuwagi to carry his team there. It's the 870k, 760k, and a solid supporting score from Spectre that beat both the supporting scores on Hong Kong. So
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
a good
very,
pick. It's just a good pick. Yeah. It's a great pick by South Korea.
a similar performance from Hong Kong other than Tsuwagi clutching up that FC, improving their score by a lot, but South Korea, Jongwoo Young stepping up and getting a considerably better score. Well, now it is Hong Kong with their backs against the wall. The roles have been reversed. It is now up to them to take back this score deficit.
where do they decide to take it back is the question. Yeah, I wonder if...
Hidden one. That's
Yeah,
something that comes to mind.
Yeah.
They had an amazing team score on that against the US. And
Never mind.
I mean,
Never
okay,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
seeing yet another
Hey.
one. Yeah, we're getting silly with it. We're getting yet another map that we did not see last time.
we
Okay.
did not see this map. What I was gonna mention is they have gone into this Hard Rock pool, but I was gonna say Hard Rock 3 might be an option. Hong Kong had just like an overall better, like more consistent team scores on that. It was just that worst Hard Rock player popped off and kind of carried South Korea on that one. So that also may have been an option for them, but instead they're gonna opt for Hard Rock 2.
I will say they did win this against the US, and they had some pretty good looking scores, especially the 700k on Tsuwagi, which is just kind of insane.
Yeah, this is a map that's that 700k was very strong considering how difficult it is to be consistent on a map like this. Lots of very fast sliders that you can kind of just ignore, but the spaced doubles is probably the most challenging part of this map. And maybe this is something that Hong Kong was hesitant to pick, considering I think this is also something South Korea can play very well.
Yeah, I mean, you're going down that road of tech, you know, but this time kind of in that Hard Rock pool. It's not something that South Korea are afraid of. It's not something they're new to.
Exists.
Yeah,
And
he does exist.
will likely put up a pretty great performance on this.
He does exist, and he can play Hard Rock and he can play tech very well.
The man to look out for, definitely, for South Korea. It's Forced HR happens to have a bad performance on this. It might just be HK to take this handily, even.
We will have to wait and see. We've got Tsuwagi and MCY4, of course, for Hong Kong, alongside Shihori Yuki. 3 names we're very used to seeing so far in this match. Amamiya Kokoro and Allegrismo, alongside worst Hard Rock player, of course.
And we're gonna have a relatively calm intro. I say relatively because of how difficult the map ends up being.
Yeah, even though...
I mean, I'd say it's a pretty
these
calm
doubles-
intro. You can still break
Yeah.
on those little cuts there, like Amamiya Kokoro
As we
just
can
did.
see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're still breakable.
These patterns definitely still look missable, but
I mean,
The
it just
calm before
doesn't
the
even
storm
begin
is
to
somewhat
compare to
Yeah.
what we're gonna get into, so...
Yuki having some struggles on him early. Amamiya Kokoro as well. There's going to be 2 FCs to 2. As we move into the quarterway mark on this map. And it is neck and neck so far. 7.6 stars. Hard Rock Tech map, by the way. So here we go. Looking at some of those high velocity sliders. And yeah, you can kind of just ignore these and kind of tank the accuracy if you want to. Just for the sake of combo.
The real main event is gonna be the cuts though that we're getting into now.
Here we go.
What was
go.
that pattern?
What?
The
Yeah,
hell
what?
was that pattern?
I can't believe nobody on the side of Hong Kong missed that, but Yuki does drop, but Tsuwagi and MCY4 are still holding. Actually, never mind, MCY4 dropped, so it's just Tsuwagi versus worst HR player.
Why did that look like a cross-screen quint to me? It looked
I think it
ridiculous.
was. It was very spaced.
Yeah, it was very. It's very spaced.
Yeah.
It's not quite cross screen, but yeah, it's very spaced.
Yeah, it's getting there. And only 2 players get through that whole section as we get to the halfway point of the map. It's going to be Tsuwagi and worst auto player, the 2 players you'd expect to perform on a map like this.
It's yeah, I mean it's just a 1v1.
It's a 1v1. Yeah.
It's a 1v1. No one else can hold. Oh, shakes from worst auto player. A bit of a reset here. And yeah, I mean this is a 1v1 and it's as close as it's going to get. It's about 15k for South Korea, but it's not going to matter. There's no combo anywhere besides Tsuwagi and worst auto player right now. And this build-up is eerie if you are one of these players. And if you're playing with tab open, I am praying for you because this would give you so many nerves in a section like this. Here we go. Amamiya Kokoro finds a break. It's not going to be the one that matters too much for South Korea. I say that because I'm not expecting a double SC out of these players. I'm really not.
I agree. That would be absurd.
Again.
Once again, the sliders.
I can't believe they are like playing them correctly on these FCs.
Yeah.
Like not ignoring these slider ends when you have a 1500 combo.
Oh, they dropped that's right. Both dropping.
Oh, they both dropped. They both dropped on the same quint. The cross.
Allegrissimo versus MCY now.
Quint.
The 1v1
Allegrissimo's
has just been
double tapping
shifted.
the cuts. He's double tapping them. Are you kidding me? What?
The combos that matter right now, it's Allegrissimo and MCY4. The supporting combo is there for South Korea, but it's gone. Amamiya drops.
The
Hong Kong
back
have
drops
the
from
combo lead.
Allegrissimo double tapping.
Hong Kong have it. They have the combo lead because of Tsuwagi's unanswered 200 combo right now. Allegrissimo and MCY4 are matching, but Tsuwagi has an unanswered 300. And that's going to go over
MCY4!
Hong Kong. Oh, MCY
The
misses!
double tap.
Amamiya misses as well. Allegrissimo holds on.
Oh
again.
my
Do it
god!
again.
Allegrissimo double tap puts it
Does he
over
do
the
it
edge for
again?
South Korea.
He does it again.
Again for South Korea. He does it on the Hard Rock 1. He does it on the Hard Rock 2. This guy
Oh my
clutches up for them
That's so
on the
funny.
back-to-back Hard Rocks.
Oh no.
Wow. I mean, shout outs to worst HR player getting 750k. I think
Yeah,
the
yeah,
accuracy
yeah.
giving him a lot more
The
score
S rank.
with that S rank, but Allegrissimo just being that difference maker at the very end, clutching up the score for his team.
What the hell?
Again, and yeah, it was the same thing we saw in Hard Rock 1. He didn't have the
I don't
most
know. It's a
impressive
bit
performance
different
on
with
his
the
team,
double
but-
tap. It's like I don't know.
Well, yeah,
It's-
yeah.
I mean,
double tap, but I
it's
mean in
kind of
terms
crazy. The way
in
he
terms
does it
of,
on this one.
In terms of score, doesn't get the most
61
impressive
50s, by the way.
performance, but-
That is like,
I guess he just double tapped all the doubles, like in the
Yeah.
whole map, probably, or somewhere close to that potentially. Maybe not at the intro.
I mean,
but-
I didn't notice in the first half,
Yeah, I
but
didn't
he
notice it
definitely
either.
double tapped every single one in the second half. It's
yeah,
every single one.
anything for
And
the
it
sake of
worked.
combo. It worked. It won them the map. So he takes those.
You can't miss on finger control if you refuse to control your fingers.
Yeah.
Just mash them.
Oh man,
Well,
that is a
South
huge
Korea.
break point.
That is
I-
such
yeah.
a big break point. I mean, South Korea now in a position to consolidate this and go up on match point. I mean, there's options. I have to feel again. I come back to just no mod 3. It's
Yeah.
I kind of do want to see it from SK.
It's safe, yeah. I think it's safe.
It's safer than going HR3 and relying on worst HR player to solo again.
Yeah,
You know, or
I
something
don't
like that.
think...
Hidden 1, HK looked too good. Hidden 2 is just so hard. It's DT2,
Yeah, that-
DT3 I think are just not
DT2.
what you want to be. It is!
Oh, wow.
What?
Did
Okay,
they not?
okay.
I thought they got crushed on this last
They
time.
did, but
No. It was a
Considering-
thin score margin, except but it was only because of Jung Woo-young like soloing.
oh
It's,
yeah,
the
you're
70k
right,
score difference. I mean, which still doesn't inspire confidence because now you're relying on Jung Woo-young to solo, unless Spectre, Agrisimo feel better about it this time, or if even
Maybe a
Amamiya
player swap.
Kokoro can go in.
Yeah.
If that's the idea. If that's the idea, it's kind of crazy.
I think you put Amamiya Kokoro in here because the two supporting players for South Korea last time didn't look comfortable at all. And it was really just the Jong Woo-young show. So you're kind of relying on him to kind of pull this one home when you've got picks like No Mod 3 available. I wouldn't really recommend something like it. But yeah, Amamiya Kokoro is in the lobby. We'll have to say if he stays.
No, I feel like if Amamiya Kokoro can play this,
Yeah.
much like the speed map, that changes everything about this pick. Because
100%.
if you have two players, that is a world of difference to just having the one, and might just put them over the edge.
We see RLSC stepping back in for Hong Kong. And yeah, I mean, considering how strong South Korea has been on the free mod 1 compared to Hong Kong, this is now looking like a much better pick. Maybe it was, a mispick to not have Mamiya in for the first run of this map. I mean, I say that, but never mind. I think Mamiya's gone.
Okay. No, it is going to be the roster. I don't know. I mean, I hope that there's greater confidence on the side of South Korea that Allegrisimo or Spectre will be able to put up a good performance to back up the score from Jung Woo-young. Because if they just have that, then they ought to win handily, even.
And to be fair, it's a relatively different skill set. It's like 234 BPM stamina is very different to 260 BPM speed.
No, it is. It's just Amamiya Kokoro is very good at holding combo until the end of the map. So it's just reliable in that sense. So
hope RLSC is warm, because I believe we haven't seen him in for quite a while. And RLSC was the biggest score for Hong Kong that first time around.
I feel like we haven't seen RLSC in since, like, whatever the last tapping map was last match. Maybe even before that, because he didn't play free mod 1. I feel like it's been quite a few maps
since the
we've seen
DT2.
RLSC.
Since the DT2.
Yeah,
last
okay.
time.
It's been
So, like, a while.
It's been like 12 maps since we've seen him. Yeah, here he is. He's back. And we're going to have to see if he can put up a top score again for Hong Kong. 6-way going into it. And even early stages, I do remember that South Korea were having act troubles on Allegrisimo and Spectre. They were down at that 92, 93, but this time around, looking a bit more warmed up, potentially. His accuracies are looking a lot more promising, and it's a lot more even between the two teams here. Still a slight act lead for Hong Kong, but
Jung Woo-young
there's the
and
breaks.
Allegrisimo.
RLSD and MX. Allegrisimo finds a break as well. 2 FCs for Hong Kong. And
yeah,
Spectre
this
drops
is
the only-
really not what you
My
want
God.
to see from SK. What is going on?
Uh-oh.
This is
Hong
already
Kong.
looking like a terrible misstep.
Again. Not again.
Not again, no! Not the DT2 fumble. But Hong Kong now has 2 FCs going into the halfway point.
Yeah, and I
As
mean,
long as they hold for a little bit longer, this should be done. There's still some potential with how much time there is, but
they
I mean,
both have to
F2X
miss,
and 2F4 have to break.
they
yeah,
have to miss
they
like
have to
in the
break.
next 5 seconds. I
Yeah.
think, otherwise it's just done. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, I think it's just done. And
this-
again, it's just, what is going on? What is going on with this DT2 pick from SK? Allegrissimo breaks. I just don't get it. I just don't
I
get
know.
it.
And MCY4 improving their score. F2X shattering his earliest score. I mean, he got 450k last time, and now he's already at the 700k mark with an FC. Massive improvement.
Why did they pick this again? Oh no.
There's the drop from F2X, but he's done more than enough.
it can just be one of those situations where you're doing so well in solo on the map and just can't quite hit the mark in match, but yeah, I mean, a mispick nonetheless. Maybe we would have seen a closer scoreline if Amamiya Kokoro was in, but it wouldn't have even mattered. And like at the end of the day, it wouldn't have mattered if he was in the lobby NESS because they still would have lost this one. That is a huge gap. You would think this was Hong Kong's pick looking at this scoreboard, but yeah, that is going to be a break point for Hong Kong, and they now have a chance to convert this back to a 4-5.
Yeah, I believe there's still down a break point, but momentum has shifted. If they take their pick, it's looking much better for them. And there's still that hidden one, which is, I think, the only map left other than DT3 that hasn't been picked or banned. Like, that's really the only unknown that is like a reasonable pick. I still doubt we're going to see a DT3, and yeah, they go for it, hidden one. And this map is just kind of like Hard Rock 1. It's just consistent jumps, some flow aim. Yeah. Considering Hong Kong played
Doesn't have a
one
1/3 section to just kill everyone, right? I don't think. Yeah.
I don't think so.
This is Hong Kong picking all the aim maps. No Mod 1, Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, and DT1. All picked halfway through this match. Well, a little over halfway now. Yeah, I mean, 2 of the 3 have worked out for them, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
They got No Mod 1, they got the DT1, but they did lose that Hard Rock 1 off the back of Allegrissimo having a
pretty unfortunate double 1 miss.
Yeah, of course. I think this is a solid pick. Just with how aim's been looking so far in this match. Just in general, for both teams, I think Hong Kong looks stronger on the aim, so... And this is, of course, a very crucial point for Hong Kong to take, as you do not want South Korea to be going up match point 6-3 off a break point as well, nonetheless. Especially when they still have that No Mod 3 available, which kind of feels like they're just saving it. I think is maybe the strategy they're going for.
And, I mean, Hong Kong is still down a break point, so they really, really need to win this pick.
Yep.
Is it looking bleak if they don't? Oh, look at those squares. Whoa.
Wow, this aim in this map is no joke, neither is that stream. Multiple players getting called off early on in the map. Worst hard rock player, Amamiya Kokoro, and CY4 all finding breaks. It's 2 FCs to 1. But we are in for a 3-minute and 10-second map here.
Jung Yong's on an SS. I don't even want to say he's on an SS because it's just gonna disappear, but he is.
You just said it, so
Yeah, you already said it. It's too late. Oh, man.
Okay,
Wow.
some cheeky 1/3. Suwagi dropping on those 1/3.
I mean, it's not
Not
quite
again.
what. It's not quite the HR1. It's
And there's a break from MCY4.
Oh. Oh wait, that is disaster for HK. What is going on?
It's just Shiraha Yuki to combat the FC from Jongwoo Yong and the two near FCs from Worst Hardrock Player and Amamiya Kokoro. And it's not near enough as they... Oh, Amamiya finds a miss. So there's still hope for Hong Kong as we move into the latter half of this map. But... Yeah, no, I was going to say it's slim hope, but it's not too slim here. There's definitely potential here. South Korea find another break soon that will put Hong Kong in combo advantage. But there is quite a lead for South Korea. It's already 200k almost. So the break is probably going to have to come soon.
It is all on Shiraha Yuki. Oh, what was that pat? How did nobody miss there?
Wow,
What?
I don't know how no one missed on that.
That was
yeah,
the
that
most
looks-
fumbleable pattern I've ever seen.
Yeah,
He
definitely-
that's some cheeky
definitely could
smoke.
drop the bag on that. And a bit of a refrain now. Might be close to over at this point. But it's not completely over. As there are supporting combos from Hong Kong. If we do see one of the FCs drop for South Korea, like right now, there's still potential. If one of these FCs drop for South Korea, it is going to give Hong Kong a huge combo lead.
I believe there's like
Huge
one
combo.
pattern here.
Oh,
And
my
I think
God,
that's
they will
it.
get that.
I don't know if there's
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else that's really
Oh
missable.
wait, is it just slow section to the end?
I think it's just slow.
Oh god. Okay.
I think that's it.
Oh yeah, that's it. There's definitely no time now.
That's
even
quite
if
the
both of them are to miss.
anticlimax.
If this was to be had, would have happened by now.
Yeah.
There it is,
Good combo into the
Jung
ending.
Woo Young with the FC. Worst HR player with a very solid score. And Shiraha Yuki also clutching up, but...
FCing, yeah.
Yeah. It's carrying Suwagi and MCY4, but it just wasn't enough.
SK 1 point away now on their own pick.
And
Yeah, and every
considering,
opportunity here to close it out.
considering that performance, I'm kind of surprised South Korea banned that map.
Yeah. No idea what that
Yeah.
was about. But I mean,
I wonder why.
there's two options to my eyes, and it's Nomad 3 or HR3, and Nomad 3 is clearly the better of the two. But knowing what picks have been like in these two sets, they're just gonna pick something else. So
Yeah, they're just gonna pick DT3. and
yeah,
just
they're gonna pick
shatter
reality.
reality.
DT3. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to be funny with it.
Surely not. That hidden 2 is also an option for South Korea. Did they lose that one last time?
I think, let me check. I think either way it was very close, but I think it was...
Yeah. I remember it was very close, and Worst Hardrock Player found an unfortunate
Yeah.
miss early on in the map. So, definitely doable for South Korea as well. I don't think hidden 2 is a bad pick.
There's a number
Especially
3,
when-
okay.
Yeah, it's going to be number 3. So, there it is. And yeah, I mean, last time we saw this was the first pick of the first match, and everybody in the lobby looked incredible on this map. Impressive scores from everyone. So, definitely losable. You know, if South Korea had maybe a little bit of an underperformance this time and Hong Kong put up the same scores they did last time, completely losable for South Korea. But we'll have to see if the consistency can shine through.
Yep. I think there's an over 2-hour time gap since this map was last played. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it has been over 2 hours, yep. You're not wrong.
Shihori already asking for mutual. Feels like it's something you do when the match is already over, and I don't know. I don't feel good about that.
Maybe it's a mind game.
Maybe.
Maybe they're making them think it's over. And actually, a funny thing to consider, right? This is a 5-minute long No Mod 3, where I think concentration is really important in holding your focus and not having a silly miss. And everybody here has been playing for quite a long time, maybe getting a little bit mentally fatigued, so that could come into factor.
Yeah, especially in the early goings of this map. I believe there are some pretty brutal patterns right off the rip, if I remember correctly. But after that, a lot of slow section in that build up to the Ki. So, yeah, focus could definitely be a factor. Yeah, some alt patterns early on into the map, but if everyone can get through this, it is going to slow down considerably. Everyone gets through it. There we go. Now we have about a minute of...
Yeah, a slightly slower section, but yeah. Gonna be all about this first chorus. Will we actually see the same pedigree, the same caliber of performance?
Yeah, these patterns here, they're just difficult enough to the point where if you do lose a bit of focus, you can absolutely misread one of these. Some of those weird overlapping patterns there. But overall, not particularly difficult.
This is a fairly comfortable No Mod 3. It just is that length and the consistency of it.
No one gets slow slided. Here we
Nice
go,
to see.
I think. Yep, into the first Ki. Everyone holding the FCs. We have a 6-way going into this one. And MCY4 is going to be the first one to fall for Hong Kong. As South Korea continue to hold on to their 3-ways, all hitting that square alongside the 2 players from Hong Kong. Not out of the water yet. South Korea are not out of it. So they've still got a long way to go in this map and have to maintain this 3-way to stay ahead of Hong Kong comfortably.
Oh, no
Another
way.
break from Hong Kong.
That is so... Oh, actually, it is traded by...
But that's a full reset. Shihori
Yeah.
also
Full
dropping
reset.
Oh, God.
no
That's still
FCs
really bad. It's a
left.
very long map. If we see breaks from Worst HR and no KJK soon, this can still come back, but it is a very big ask, especially to expect Forum to break.
I feel like we haven't seen Note KJK in for quite a while either, but he's going to be stepping in here, putting up a fantastic performance on this FC right now, alongside their star player, Worst Hard Rock player, again, the 99.1% right now. And we're now approaching the latter half of the map, and it's already 150k, and they have 2 unanswered FCs right now. Just a bit longer, and South Korea will have done enough to close out this 3WC.
Still going.
The combos from Hong Kong aren't bad. They've got some recovery combos, but... And if these FCs continue to hold, it's...
And especially
It's
Worst
annoying.
HR's player accuracy, I think that's a single 1/100.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like-
I think so.
It's a single 100.
Oh,
Nope, KJK does break.
The frustration you can see. The
Okay,
curse
what
of
is
playing
this
right
combo
after.
even? Is it possible if Jongwoo breaks?
I think if Worst HR
about-
player drops, like, the potential is completely there. But will he break?
It's about 2300 combo to 2200, roughly. I think Hong Kong have the tiniest combo lead, but
Yeah,
it's
it
not
has
really
to
gonna
be.
matter.
It has to be Worst HR to break, right? We're
Yeah,
we're so
I think
close
it's
to the
gotta
ending of
be.
the map, though.
It's got to be Worst Hard Rock player to find a miss here, and that's not something you want to be hearing when your potential to win the tournament is on the line. You don't want to be hearing that worst hard rock player has to break in order for you to stay in the match.
It is closing in, though. Score
It's
lead.
not very promising. Yeah, it is moving in Hong Kong's favor, but it's so minimal. Just, it's not enough time or enough notes left in this map unless worst hard rock player was to break right now. Even then, it would be
like
tight.
a little under 200 combo left to get in this map. I think we would need to see an implosion from Zhong Wuyong and worst HR player.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think worst hard rock player has done enough to bring South Korea the victory in 3WC 2023.
it's going to
After
be
a
the win for
bracket
South
reset.
Korea. Yeah,
Wow.
an initial set pretty convincing for Hong Kong on a lot of like there were a lot of close maps, but a very, very different second set, unfortunately.
Everyone going off on that map yet again. Even better scores this time round. Nothing below 618k. Just very good stuff from
Honestly,
everybody.
I feel like everything went wrong after the Allegrisimo double tap on HR2. It's
Yeah,
just, you know,
yeah.
that was the tipping point. That was really what brought it in South Korea's favor. But South Korea are your 3-digit World Cup champions 2023.
And if you're Hong Kong, I mean, still an amazing performance. They took the first match, getting into bracket reset. I think that's about as close as you can get to getting first place without actually getting it. So, still, you can pat yourself on the back if you are Hong Kong.
They are also the defending champions. They have already won this before, so it's
True.
it's they have that as a consolation prize, I suppose. It's they've won before. They've already been here, done that.
GG's to
That's
South
going to
Korea.
be a huge congratulations to South Korea taking this one home, and commiserations to Hong Kong, as well as commiserations to United States bringing Hong Kong to a tiebreaker yesterday and barely falling short. They're going to be coming in at third place. So overall, a very, very close three-digit World Cup this time round. Those top three teams really could have gone any which way between the lot of them, but it is going to be South Korea to prevail. Big congratulations to them again.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody who organized this tournament, especially the hosts, Stews and Nick. All the commentators and all the referees, everybody who helped, all the streamers,
Yeah,
to make this happen.
yet another great year of 3-digit World Cup. One of the most competitive years. Had a lot of good moments, but this is going to be it. The end for now. But we'll see you again next year.
Yep. Make sure you guys stick back around for 3WC next year. I've been Mavs. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Vordi and nautzz, casting alongside me. And cheers.
That was a
everyone, for being
pleasure.
Yes.
here. GG's and congratulations to South Korea.
GG's. See ya.
Yeah.
See you guys later.